Welcome back, everybody, to Kronos Rising. You guys made a plan. You were going to go to the underworld, you were going to raise an undead army, and defeat Oceanus. And you know what? You're getting close to that. You're getting pretty close. You descended into the underworld, petitioned Hades for 2,000 souls of undead to man an Athenian flotilla of warships, of, I don't remember what they're called right now, so never mind. And he agreed, and you were attended to by Persephone. Well, he went to go pick those souls from the lands of Asphodel and perhaps help people get a shortened sentence. Silenos goes to the lands of Nyx in an effort and acquires the last remnants of Katara's potion that she needed from the underworld and sort of said his goodbyes to Nyx. Nyx almost seemed to insist upon him that he would continue in her service, but Silenos denied it and turned to the ideas of light and the ideas of family, and was shunted from the lands of Nyx and no longer is a sort of champion of her power any longer. Instead is just regular blind, and returns back immediately to the aid of his animal companions, who he had not used in some time. As he returned to the party, Katara had finished seeing Hecate, who admitted to having laid the path of darkness before Silenos to study the powers of Nyx for herself and come to understand this dark entity. She recommended Katara that she face her demons head-on and cure her curse before she became any kind of god, which Katara took a little too literally. She broke her soul coin and had a battle with 2 literal demons, and nothing really happened. And then she turned on Nyx and said, "Power word kill to you!" And with that, she was able to acknowledge to herself that Nyx was but a phantom within her mind. This is the land of Greece, however, and even phantoms of madness have their significance. And as they return back to the darkness, Katara, perhaps you can't help but wonder if you have offended Nyx, even in this sort of hallucination madness. Is it truly, have you offended Nyx, perhaps? We will see. Returned to Olympus, Silenos became the slayer of Olympus and the god of fellowship, and he was celebrated and venerated for his return to the light and his return to his loyalties to Olympus, and regained some power of sight. Katara went on quite the interesting montage of acquiring certain relics, going to Morpheus's realm, growing a vestigial arm and getting it shot off by a shooting star, grabbing one eventually. And then her skin beginning to peel off. And as she ran to go get the final portion of her elixir, she ran into Alicia, and then you guys got the hourglass. You ran to Asclepius to begin the creation of the potion, and there he was, Pan, the godfather that Alicia had been dodging this entire time, but first also came here to see. So, with that, the potion is being created. It's going to take some time, and I'm actually going to just skip some time. A party of celebration happens for Silenos. Ouroboros, Thalia, you're in attendance. And the gods celebrate Silenos and enjoy, and not such heavy talk is had, but a celebration of another god coming into the fold. And meanwhile, on the lower portions of Mount Olympus, Katara, Alicia, Asclepius, and Pan work hard to finish the creation of this potion. And as Apollo returns to the sky the next morning, Silenos fully celebrated. We'll begin to see, Katara, the culmination of your efforts, your long, hard work coming to fruition. You have created the final elixir. You have created the potion that you have been seeking for a very long time. Many, many years have you sought to create this final elixir that should cure you of your curse. And we'll say, well, there you have it. It's one of the best things I done made in this little pot I did. Well, we did, right.
Do I still have like eyeballs, or have they fallen out too?
One's hanging out, like one's just sort of
okay, cool. So she's just like holding it while looking at the.
Yeah, the other one's still in there. It's feeling a little loose, but the other one you like pick up every now and then and point intentionally and point it back, and it's not a good scene. Your powers are just kind of a little wonky right now.
Well, now it's good a time as any.
So this will work?
I hope so. Falling
What if
apart at the seams.
what if it doesn't?
Well, make sure
Hannah
to
says, well,
collect
then
all the
you
pieces
start
of me.
over, don't you?
What do you say?
He said, well, then you guess you start over, don't you?
I guess. She's just gonna collect all the pieces of her that has fallen off in the time period.
I can help reattach some pieces of her.
And then
Fall
she
off.
will collect a vial of the potion.
Collect a single vial of the potion, and it's strange as your thumbs dip in and you begin to collect in that one vial. It's almost like somehow the entire large vat of potion fills into that vial with a single scoop, as if it magnetically files within and becomes incredibly dense within the vial, and you feel the entire weight of the potion and all of its contents enter the vial in a single scoop. And and Pan's cauldron is now empty, but this vial is dense with magical liquor.
She'll kind of nod her head to Alicia and just say, "Thanks for your help."
Thanks.
And then down the hatch.
Down the hatch, you drink it.
Guidance.
Yeah, you guidance her.
Yeah.
And it's like, for what, Alicia?
Eh.
All right. And Katara, you begin to like, your stomach feels like really full. Like you just drank like 2 liters of water like just now, and your stomach begins to feel really full, and you're like, oh. And it's also a matter of fact that your stomach is very small because you just don't eat or drink anything, so it feels probably painful. In fact, like your stomach is. You feel really bad. Maybe you sit down, and then it feels like it's beginning to not hurt so much as if your stomach were emptying. And as it does so, you begin to feel sort of a coursing feeling in your body, sort of like as your stomach, the pain in your stomach sort of lessens. You can almost feel it under your skin spreading across your body slowly, like rain down a pane of glass, and it fills through you, all over you, to the ends of your fingers, to the touch of your eyeballs, to the ends of your fingernails, and things about you begin to change. It's a sensation you've never felt before. It's like you're going forward and back in time, like you're being purified and corrupted all over again, and then purified once more, and being empowered and weakened, and you're feeling all of these contradicting feelings, but your fingernails sort of hold a little tighter in your nail, your teeth sort of fasten into your gums a little stronger, your eyes pain incredibly, but the one eye sort of pulls and regenerates back up into your face. Your various appendages begin to heal back and regenerate back onto your face, and the color of your skin goes from like a deathly pale, it lightens a little bit, not too much, gods forbid, but a little bit, so that you don't look like you were pulled out of a coffin. Maybe the gray of your paleness is gone and sort of replaced to just like a very almost Snow Whitey like pale. All of these black, like ritualistic markings on your face sort of fade away. Ooh, that reminds me. I gotta do something real quick. But yes, all these physical things begin to happen, but inside you feel even more odd. You feel something warm in your chest. It's a little strange. And then you feel something that you have never felt before. You feel the beating of your own heart for the first time. And you feel blood coursing through your veins, and you feel warmth and light, and your eyes they still function as they did, but as Katara opens her eyes, they're not nearly so intensely like monstrous. They're more plain, and Katara goes from this intense thinness into a more fuller body. Her figure sort of filled out a little bit more, and this strange, unusual experience culminates and then comes to an end, and you feel the next thing most intensely. You feel a wash of emotion. Oh, and she leaves. Oh, there she is.
I just closed the door.
Done with this shit. No,
She's visible. No, she's back.
you feel all of these things overcome you, and then you just feel, just like, the next thing you feel is an absolute flood of emotion. You feel the intensity of joy. Then you feel the not like the intention of vengeance, but the anger of vengeance towards your mother. You feel wrath and anger and unrelenting joy and sadness, and just every feeling just floods to the front of you all at once, and you haven't really experienced emotion so intensely in perhaps ever, not as long as you can remember. And you feel life and emotion and passion and feeling flood through you as you know in your heart you are mortal once more. And the curse is...
How does she look to me? Does she look...
well, hopefully Hero Forge will agree with me, and I will be able to show you exactly what she looks like. I'll keep clicking the button, see if it pops up. We'll see if they're liking me tonight or not. But how does she look? She looks like, again, she looks like a person. She doesn't look like a corpse anymore. She looks like what you'd imagine Katara looked like when she was alive. She just pale, but not in like a deathly way, but almost in a beautiful way. Her hips are sort of a little more wide and not looking like almost malnourished, but they're sort of like a little bit more hourglass shaped. She's looks the appearance of a demigod. She has the beauty of a demigod. Her eyes are like a brilliant, fierce yellow. And you see there's like emotion behind her eyes now, not just like this sort of almost obsessive, anxious glance, but like she looks demigod now.
Yeah, I think she, after all this, she just sort of like, I guess, will like touch her face and like probably feel tears for like the first time in she doesn't know how long. Maybe ever. Probably ever. At least that she can recall. And then she'll sort of say, I didn't know I could do that.
I didn't either. You look... It's alright, you look great. How do you feel?
Strange.
Strange. Strange how? Strange warm, strange cold, strange...
I have a heartbeat, so that's part of it.
Oh. Well, yeah, well, don't worry, that part's normal.
Is it?
Yes.
I suppose so, yes.
Yes, when it stops beating, that's bad.
I'll have to remember that.
Yes, so make sure it keeps beating.
Right.
Do you want to sit down?
Maybe. And she'll just kind of like sit down and try to like realize that all of the runic marks are sort of gone. And she just sort of takes inventory a bit, trying to understand what happened a bit.
You sit down and like, you feel healthy. You feel like well. Your body doesn't feel like it's it doesn't, like, as long as you've been alive, your body has felt at like the precipice of like complete like decomposition. Like your fingers come out when you just like, like they just come out like easy. You pull your tooth out, barely hurts. But now like you feel just like formidable. Like you have a proper constitution and your body is solid. And more so than that, which is actually kind of maybe even amusing to you, your feet hurt a little bit. and you haven't really, like your body's fresh, like you've been reborn, and you've only been standing for a couple of seconds, but you sit down, you realize the bottoms of your feet kind of hurt a little bit from all the weight of your body on them, and you used to sleep like just stand in a corner like some creepy statue and stand fairly, but you feel all of those like needs to kind of like lean up against a wall or sit down or pose. Those sort of awkwardnesses of the body, of like having a body, those pains and awkwardnesses and stiffnesses, and you feel the potential of all of that, which is not the best, but it's good to feel like you can, like your body could take a little hit and not completely like fall apart. And your magic, that's where things get interesting, Katara. As you sort of check in on your magic, you realize that it is quite potent. And you realize that it's strong within you, and it is at your command. It's not locked behind some wild surging thing. It is fluid, and it is calculated, and it is exactly as you need it to be at your fingertips if you were to cast a spell. And more than that, there's a part of your brain that you access in this moment that you realize had been locked away all these hundreds of years. You had it there, but you could not access it because of this surge of wild darkness that you had inside you. And you realize that that thing you sought all those hundreds of years ago, you have found. You have within your mind the high magics of the original creation entity, chaos. You now comprehend magic that has been lost since the dawn of godhood. You may add a feat to your character sheet. It's called, I believe it's called the High Magics of Chaos.
Ooh.
In which you get a number of bonuses, which I will gloat on your behalf to the party for. You now have second 9th level slot. You can now cast spells that have a casting time of 1 action as a bonus action, and you are no longer restricted by only being able to cast 1 spell per action or bonus action. You can do both a turn now. You do. You feel power swell within you, magical power, the likes of which have not been seen since Oceanus and Gaia were separated so long ago.
So I think she'll sort of, take that. She'll say, it's odd. I feel tired, but powerful.
Oh, that's relatable. Are you thirsty? Are you hungry at all?
No, those still don't seem to be something I need, though I might be interested to try new things, see if they taste different.
I look to Ryan. I look to the god of medicine. What's his name again?
Asclepius.
Slepius. Okay. Slepius, is there any wine here?
Yes, of course. Here, you'll go and bring it's not like a bottle of wine, it's just like a jug of medicinal wine almost, and he will present it to you.
I mean, as long as it's edible, right?
It's edible. He would say, yeah, mostly edible, yeah.
All right. I pour her a drink and say, well, here's to being alive. Life, Katara.
Mm-hmm. And then she'll cheers and take a swig.
Take a swig. It's not the best. This is definitely wine like they might have used in the medieval ages to balance the humors. Yeah.
Got you.
So this is not tasty wine in any sense of the word. You drink
I got you. Exactly.
Vinegary and bitter. It is not by a long shot anything Dionysus would call proper. And you drink it really, it's like, it's like, oh.
Don't worry.
Yeah, she'll sit there. She'll go, I don't think it tastes that much better.
Don't worry. I acted the same way when I first had some.
You see Asclepius looking at you both almost just not sure how you take it,
But I give him the thumbs up. Thank you.
You're welcome. I guess. I wouldn't drink it, but
Oh,
Pan's
that would okay.
Pan's well, why don't we get you out and have a proper drink? And none of this he'll take it from you and give it back to Asclepius. Goes like, none of this medicine. Let's go get you a proper drink and maybe
Yeah.
some food and some meat.
Yeah, why not? Dionysus should be up in the palace, I presume.
Oh yeah, it's all well and done. We've been in here for hours. Wait, you want to go find Dionysus? Sure.
Do you want to, Katara? Do you want to rest or what?
Do
I got a better idea. Let's go find Hestia. If you're going to come out of this whole thing and want to be trying things, might as well have some of the finest cooking on Olympus.
No, that might be for the best, actually.
okay. And she'll sort of just trail off, and at the same time, she's kind of just like, I think, twirling her hands around and like testing, like, you know, all of her stuff a little bit. She's not attacking anybody, but she's definitely like toying with her new abilities a little bit, just trying to get a sense of what she's.
Absolutely. And play with your magics you do, and it's very strange, this magics you have now. They are, it comes to you, like, it used to be so hard for you to access your magic and so dangerous to do so, but now it's like pulling water from a well. It is not difficult at all, and it's just a simple neighbor. And magic flows with you about as easily as it possibly could, maybe more so than anyone has ever felt in millennia. And with that, we'll say Gyasi, and I guess just Gyasi, along with Ouroboros, Silenos, and Thalia. So Gyasi, you're sort of maybe rising, if that is what you would have had in mind to do, back at the bathhouse. Just sort of rising in the morning, coming to, and you would see descending from the tips of Mount Olympus is the newly god-hooded Silenos, Ouroboros, and Thalia returning to the fold. You three would all unite in the courtyard there.
Are you saying we unite with Katara or
Just you four for now. So you guys have just kind of finished off a night of eccentricity and partying and celebrating, and you see Gyasi at the bathhouse. If you want to meet up or say anything, it's fine if the answer's no.
I was gonna say Silenos would definitely go over and greet him and grab his arm close. Captain, just wanted to say I appreciate what you did. The gesture was not lost.
Yeah. Need to do it.
Of course. God of thieves that say you're pretty good.
End of the day, they didn't want it stolen. They shouldn't have left it out. Dwarf pointed it out and said, "Here it is." What did they expect?
Least of all to you.
He's got a point.
Anyway, I just wanted to say thank you. That's all.
I'm glad that you found a way that works for you.
And with that, you guys kind of hear some steps coming down the path, and you are going to see Alicia and Pam finally walking side by side, and a strange individual you haven't seen before. Wait a second. You can't believe it, but that's Katara. You see Katara with them, but she's not Katara at all. She's kind of alive or something now, and she looks better. And you see them all walking down the path as Pan says, "I have to say, Katara, this look is good for you. You're rather bonny now."
Wow, Katara, I'm.
Hang on, touch me. There you go.
Oh.
She just doesn't know. She probably blushes for the first time in forever. She does. Thank you.
You're welcome. And at that point, they've certainly approached you all enough, and you guys see the party sort of standing watching your approach, maybe with a look of like surprise.
Hi.
Wow. Katara.
She drank a potion, and now she's like this. She was falling to pieces when I found her.
That is true. I'm glad that the ear grew back. I kind of lost it.
That's what you were talking about all this time?
About what?
Like, the reason you wanted the potion?
Well, that was to end my curse. I didn't know what it would do.
Ah.
I think I'm alive now.
I would say so.
Her heart's beating, so that's a good sign.
Wait, so you mean to tell me that one of my favorite things to do was to pick on you for how gross you were. Now how the fuck am I gonna do that?
Yeah. Have to find someone else, Ouroboros.
I'm sure you can. I mean, you can curse people if you'd like.
I'm not even sure I can do that.
Could we imagine if like Katara gets disconnected and then Ouroboros would immediately recur?
No, sorry.
As much as you ship our characters, Ryan, I definitely the thought definitely crossed my mind.
It's true, I did.
Yeah.
She'd find a way to kill a god.
She could.
That's my next thing I'm doing for the 19 level to follow.
I'm not that kind of god, okay?
And it says, that's what all the gods said. I'm not that kind of god.
So, is Hestia around? We want to find something for Katara to eat and drink. She
Hestia's immediately there. She's like, good morning, it's so good to see you. Oh, hi, look at you, Katara. You look so beautiful. Well, you look famished. Can I get you let's get you some food. Would you like some eggs? What would you like to eat? You want some porridge? I can make you anything you'd like.
Well, what I'm used to, I know we can't get here, but I don't really know.
Well, I heard someone say cheesecake. So maybe I'll just have to make you a little cheesecake for breakfast. How does that sound?
Okay.
Okay, well everybody get around the table. It's like a birthday. Let's go celebrate a birthday. And then she'll run over it, and then Hecate will sort of wander off and disappear to somewhere. And after a very short number of minutes, an unusually short amount of minutes, she'll return with like her usual cookie tray, but there's like 4 cheesecakes of different flavors on it. Like one's a blueberry with got a blueberry on it. One's like a raspberry. It's got like a little custard topping on one. Brings out like a cheesecake variety pack and just like brings it around. It's like, okay, everyone take a slice. There you go. And she'll give everybody a little slice of cheesecake. You've never had cheesecake before, Alicia. This is new.
Oh, what's this? This is the cake cheese, correct?
This is cheesecake, that's right.
I see. And I take a bite.
It's really fucking good. It's definitely
Wow! Holy shit!
language.
Apologies. Is there any more?
Of course, please have as much as you want. Yes, everybody. And she'll serve some cheesecake. And yeah, and you try some Katara?
Mhm.
Yeah, and you feel it's very sweet, but not in an entirely unenjoyable way. Very rich. You feel those berry flavors in there, and it's a very delightful experience. And you do recognize that your palate has definitely sort of returned. You feel flavors a little bit more intensely.
So yeah, she'll do that and she'll sort of sit there and she says, "Oh, this is much better than the weird wine. We drank wine that was essentially medicinal. I don't recommend it."
It wasn't the best, but it had to do on short notice.
Isn't all wine medicinal?
And it says, I was waiting for someone to say that.
For once, you and I agree on something.
Oh, I'm sure you just don't know each other well enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you guys have a little breakfast with Katara and sort of celebrate her change and see her maybe a little bit more lost now in her own feelings and new form and such. And but yeah, with that you have sort of become who you are, Katara. And Pan will lean over and say, "So, Katara, I should ask. I know there's a lot to be done on the docket for the Greek gods, so if I would ask, were you hoping to continue to drink more nectars today, or are you hoping to gain even more power?
Yes.
Or were you going to wait on that?"
I would like to do that, yes. I don't think we'll be here much longer. And I think now I'm ready.
Well, alrighty then, I'll just meander my way up top and see if Aphrodite has created the last of her potions. Alright, I'll be going now. And Pan will sort of skip away with excitement that he gets to go to Aphrodite's realm a little bit. Says, "Find your way to the top when you're ready."
Okay.
Is he out of earshot?
Yeah, he's a god, so good question.
I mean, maybe.
Is he always like that?
You know, I thought being a god would change my perspective on certain things. I still hate the guy.
Just because who he is, or other reasons?
I think just who he is, to be quite honest.
Okay. Takes another bite of cheesecake.
I mean, he's been quite helpful, to be honest.
He's been great to you, it seems to be, at least.
Oh, before this as well.
Oh,
Who did he help? He helped us fight against whatever Titan, because I forget which Titan it was. That
Yeah.
one. I don't know if we would have done as well without him.
Oh,
Eh,
that's a positive. So, so the Titans, yes. Oceanus, yeah.
Yes.
Uh,
Yes.
so are we still unleashing that ocean monster, the Kraken? Is that it? Yes. Are we still doing that, or?
Yeah.
I imagine we need to return to the underworld shortly.
Ouroboros visibly kind of just like throws his hands in the air, like he doesn't say anything, but as soon as you say underworld, he like,
Or I suppose Hermes can relay the messages, but were we not told to go back?
No.
No.
We have a
And
bell.
I will hand a silver bell to Katara. When we have the bodies ready, just ring the bell. The spirits will be delivered. I figure if
Okay.
anybody's going to ring that particular bell, it ought to be you.
She'll take it and put it in her bag. Okay.
Be our character if she didn't ring the bell.
Yeah. If anyone was
So-
going to raise 2,000 undead warriors, it makes sense to be Katara.
Mm. So the plan is raise the army, sail to the ocean in order with us on it to lure out Oceanus, and all the while having the Kraken swim beneath, hoping it attacks Oceanus. And when he's out, maybe some of the other gods try to free Poseidon, and we just try and kill Oceanus. Send him back to Tartarus.
Yep, that's the gist.
There was a lot of Oceanuses in that sentence.
Alicia's like, she's the archer of the circle of the moon. Her circle's responsible for the monstrosities. Ryan, do I have any experience that would help in directing the Kraken towards Oceanus when the time comes?
Make me a nature or an insight check. It is your choice.
Okay, yeah, sorry, D&D Beyond's having trouble. Hold on, I'll look up the bonuses in a sec. The base number I roll is 10 plus nature. Okay, here we go. 10 plus nature, that is 10, never mind.
You have this entity they've spoken of is very. It's a monster to be sure, but the likes of which you certainly never encountered. The Tarrasque wasn't even your creation, and you never were able to get close enough to actually study it. This thing's a little unknowable to you in this moment.
It was nature or insight, right?
Nature or insight, that's right.
I should have picked insights. Fuck. I just look at my bonuses now. I should have picked insights.
It's
I know.
Do I know which god would know where the Kraken is?
make me a religion check.
13.
13. You know that it was created by the three greatest Olympians, Hades, Poseidon, and Zeus. It was formed from Hades' body, so he is technically its father, so he would know. Poseidon certainly knows, as the sea is his realm, and Zeus is the king of the gods, which means he knows all that the gods should know.
Mm-hmm.
So any of those three could tell you where.
Zeus is a good candidate.
Yeah, so maybe we should go talk to Zeus about where the Kraken is and how to free it. And
Free it and
then we need to go to Athens and convince them to loan us their fleet of ships.
They're in most of
and
the-
bring out the dead.
Wouldn't it just fucking suck if the Kraken was already under Oceanus's control
Oh, that would suck.
at the city? I just bit the fuck out of my tongue.
Ow.
Oh no.
Yeah, that always sucks.
No, that was roleplay. Come on, guys.
Take a pain point.
No, I actually did my
Alright. Great inspiration, I appreciate the commitment.
I mean, we could talk to Zeus. Also, are we sure that we would be good enough bait for Oceanus?
1000%.
I've already pissed him off once. A second time would not be a struggle.
Honestly, if you just sent Gyasi, he might be tempted.
No.
You haven't seen me fight, have you, Alicia?
I've seen you fight. You body slammed the Tarrasque. Very impressive, I might say. She gives you a wink.
I did do that. All right.
Prefers to get all oiled up first, though. But you know,
Yeah, well,
Well,
necessity, style, I adapt to all climes and places.
are there any, are there any other gods we might wish to recruit on this?
I think we got it ourselves, to be honest.
We could recruit some gods to free Poseidon while Oceanus is lured out.
yeah, that's where the B&E needs to take place.
Hmm.
Who's the greatest in the water besides Poseidon?
That was a good question.
Hermes is the swiftest, but I think in the air,
I think that would be our captain.
Isn't there a god of rivers or something?
Somebody can make a religion check if they want to know about other gods of the water.
Can I try?
22.
No, you cannot, Missy. I'm afraid you're not from
Never
this
know.
world.
Yeah, never mind.
Wait, I was gonna say, just off knowledge, I think Silenos had a conversation about how Aphrodite is a minor goddess of water.
Mm-hmm.
So
Was born in it.
She was indeed. So she is indeed considered a minor god of the sea. She was born to the sea. She was born to the sea. Yeah, and that's it. That's the whole explanation. I was trying to explain, but that's it.
no, it's all good.
But that's that.
You would just say that.
Stop trying to mansplain to us, all right?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
That's my job, is to mansplain, all right? But anyway, the other ones you would think would be the Oceanids, which are water nymphs. There are many, many water nymphs here and there, and you actually would know, Thalia, with that check, that there was a point in mythology where Poseidon and Aphrodite were incredibly close enough that they created a couple of children, one of which, maybe more than one, but certainly one above the others, is a very prominent Oceanid capable of utilizing the rivers to her benefit.
Oh, the inside jokes.
It's about to be an outside joke.
Uh-huh.
Let me see here. I'll give you her name in a second. I can't remember what her name is. What's her name? Do you know her name, Ouroboros?
Let's see. Do I know the name of my wife? Damn.
Oh, that's right. It's Rhodos.
I was gonna
Rhodos,
say that.
the daughter of Poseidon and Aphrodite, who is a beautiful Oceanid and has the loyalty of many other water nymphs. She might just be the lady for the cause, and maybe if she went in with her mother, they could release them, the nymphs that you lost so long ago.
Well, sounds like we should speak with Aphrodite.
Isn't that who we're going to meet soon?
We could meet her on the way.
I think that's who we're going to meet for the potion, right? No?
Or are they just going to be all together?
They will gather for your ascension, Katara. Yes.
I'd like to make a stop by Hephaestus before we go, though. So we want to have an early conversation before we meet at the top and split.
All right. So let's get these points of order out of the way. So Katara, who do you want to go see?
She's going to go to Hephaestus.
All right. You make your way to Hephaestus's forge. You enter within the fiery realm. He says, "Oh, hey, how's it going? What can I do for you?"
Well, it seems that we're about to go into battle, and with most of us now being gods, or about to be, hopefully, I think it might be good to re-outfit us a bit. Have us, yes, present a front that shows or reflects the newfound power that we all have. Essentially, she's just looking for, I'm gonna like plain speak this. She's just looking for cool wardrobes for everybody.
God, everyone's like,
She's not like, she's like nothing like high magic or whatever, but she's just like, if they're all gods and they show up and that's the intention, like let's make them shiny little beacons.
He goes, I see what you, okay, new wardrobe, right? Yeah. I got some tailors around. I can do some work for you. I'll talk to some of the other gods and we'll get you guys figured out. It'll be great.
Hephaestus, also the god of fashion.
In fact, point of order, he is not the god of fashion. He is not the god of aesthetic beauty. He is the god of what is useful. So we'll see how good these outfits look.
I mean, I also was assuming there'd be some sort of metal in them.
Yeah, it'll be hard. They'll probably be like leathery and whatever.
And I'll say maybe if we can, Alicia as well.
Oh, me?
I think I went by myself unless people tagged along.
I would have tagged along, I guess.
Okay.
Sure. I'm keeping out on you because you're so used to the whole being alive thing.
I think if we're gonna draw Oceanus's attention, you'd use all the again beacons and distractions we can get.
Right. I'll talk to Mom and see if she's got any ideas. And yeah, we'll fix you up something. No problem. We'll get into it. Okay. Right.
Thank you again, Hephaestus. I hope we prove worthy of these gifts. And I give a bow and we leave.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. Right. I'm sure you will or have. Was right.
Just say thank you.
Okay, thank you. No. And he'll fix you up something great. Anything else before your potion drinking ceremony?
No, she just wanted to arrange for some new outfits.
Fantastic.
We also needed to talk to Zeus and Aphrodite.
Yeah, all the gods will be up, so we'll do the drinking first and the important stuff later. So we come to the ceremony where all the gods are assembled. Hecate, of course, will not be here. She is an underworld god and is probably unaware that the ceremony is even taking place right now.
Sad.
Oh, no, she's not.
Oh, okay.
I can send her. She
Okay.
will be informed.
Fair enough. All right, you inform her, and she will be there thanks to the power of Gyasi. Grab Hecate. Gotta get her going. Up to you, Alex.
So when that happens, I think she'll look to Gyasi and say thank you. And then again, sort of touch her face because I think a little tear falls.
Oh,
Okay, we come to the ceremony. You arrive here, Katara, and all of the gods are gathered. I'm not going to move them all because, there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
But all of the gods of Olympus have assembled, especially your friends. Gyasi is even invited for this particular one, as he is one of your great friends. Alicia, additionally, is present. You guys are kind of off to the side. But your more godly companions, Ouroboros, Silenos, and Dahlia, are all sort of present as well.
As we're going up here, I'm just gonna shout to Katara. You're going to come out my god now?
Yes.
You just became human. I mean, you came alive.
Yes, but where's the power in that?
Oh, power, yes. I didn't think of that. Okay, yeah. Yes, of course, the power, yeah. Go get him, girl. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Just an awkward kind of, yeah, Alicia's kind of taken back by that answer.
Right, the power. Okay.
Her priorities set straight.
Oh, okay.
But I do want that on a shirt, just Katara being like, where's the power in that? That's cool. Okay, we come to the ceremony. Perhaps to the last of the Demithots who will become a god. Sure, this one. Katara, you step up and you will see the 3 forms of Hecate before you. And she will look at you and say, "Are you ready, Katara? You've come a long way, and how beautiful you are now."
Thank you, Mother. Yes, I think I'm ready now. You led me on the correct path.
Good. It's too bad you didn't listen to me 150 years ago when you read that book. But it all worked out in the end, didn't it?
I suppose so.
All right. Well, off you go then. I'll see you when you're whole.
And she will approach.
You approach. Zeus, the mightiest of gods, will look down upon you and say, "Katara of the underworld, you are alive once more, mortal, flesh and bone. But you seem to me all that you have been, a hero of Olympus, one who has casted down darkness, our enemies, and I hope is still prepared to win this war."
Very much so.
And the time has come. The last of my greatest heroes on the mortal world, who have conquered so much, defeated great foes, slain titans and more. You are the last of the Demithots, Katara, who has yet to become immortal. It would please me greatly if you would accept this Ambrosia and join us in immortality, become what you were born to be. And he will put the kilix into the cauldron. That purple bubbling liquid will be passed to you. And the choice is yours. Godhood or mortality?
Godhood!
You take it immediately, just go. No consideration, no break.
God, like,
Pours down the side of your face, and you're like, "Let's go!"
he didn't even get a chance to offer the mortality one. He's offered Godhood, and he just okay.
What other option was there?
You chug it back, and maybe a little bit of that undeathly constitution lies in you, for even Ouroboros buckled under the pain of his transformation, but you, how much... He's like, it's not good.
No proof, no proof, no fucking proof, no cameras, no face, no case.
Katara, you have transformed so much. You have been alive and then dead, and then undead, and then cursed, and then uncursed, reborn as a mortal, and now to become a god. Your form has undergone so much change that though you do feel pain and do stumble, it does not bring you to your knees. This last transformation you will endure, perhaps your last transformation you'll endure, will turn you into something more. Your body comes coated with various runes, unlike many of the other gods who are in these sort of off-color tones of like subtle markings that show their divinity. Yours will be a little bit more prominent, black markings that will show the magic deep and apparent within your veins. And you will become a god. You become a god, your eyes go from yellow to purple, magic flows through you, and you are reborn. And Zeus looks at you and says, "Now then, Katara, I name you Overlord of Olympus, for you have been despoiled by magics all your life and unlife, and have claimed them as your own. I name you the goddess of secrets.
Sweet.
Also, you guys, I didn't know this was a fucking thing, but if you look closely at that cloud, there's fucking skulls in there. It took me so long to figure out, but it's cool as shit ever.
Accidentally made like scully smoke, which is cool.
Yeah.
Oh, holy wow. Chelsea, great model. Love it.
For
Yeah,
the-
the only
Oh, please.
the only other thing I was gonna say is that I think at the same time, like an elder cross kind of crown sprouts from her kind of from her head. And then yeah, the tattoos there are gold instead of the usual black that was there before. Nothing on her face.
Your eyes are gold to match all of these runic markings that run down your body, indecipherable to all but you and your witch-like eyes. And though there are many gods on Olympus who are gods of knowledge, you will be the god of those secrets that are beyond even the scope of gods. Those things that people tend to find as you have spent your life trying to seek. You are now the god of secrets on Olympus. And Zeus will say, may those arcane and dark things hidden in our world be whatever in your touch. Welcome, child.
Like a little nod.
And there will be a large applause from the Olympians who root and holler, and Zeus will say, let it be known, the Demithots are gods, whole now in their might. And all the gods sort of freak out. The Ewoks start dancing around, and fireworks go off, and everyone is, and it's those that are considered officially members of the Demithots are now gods, and you are all whole once more.
Alicia, like it's like in the background is giving a genuine, happy but like somewhat conflicted applause. Like, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. As Olympus, 5 members stronger before your eyes. Not just like, and these aren't like Hestias or Aphrodites or like, you know, gods of whatever. These are like warrior gods who have fought titans and prevailed, and these are mighty additions to Zeus's arsenal. And Zeus will say, now, normally we would celebrate, but I think we gods have celebrated for too long these past couple days. It is time we brought the titans to their knees. We look back on Greece and bring Kronos to an end. Split his body like he did my grandfather, and make him quiver beneath Olympus once more. I proclaim now, Demithots, go now. Go to the Kraken. Go to Athens. Bring your plan to fruition. I will reside and overwatch your means, but I give you authority. Choose what gods you wish to go where you need them to complete and execute this plan. And hopefully by the time that Apollo sets and Artemis rises in the evening, Oceanus will be back where he belongs, in the pits of Tartarus. He rallies the gods, and a hoot and applause, a celebration of valor and excitement. The war god bangs his shield with his spear, and all are ready. War. It is time for war. So, Demithots, it's time to enact your plan. Zeus will point off at the mountaintop, and he'll point to a point in the middle of the Aegean. Now, to your god eyes, you're able to pinpoint exactly where his eyes point up at this mountaintop, and he says, under the depths there, swim deep and low, and you will find the monster. I warn you to be cautious, for it is a thing of chaos and malice. Its fury is not to be underestimated.
So all the gods are still here, right?
Yeah, gods are all gathered around.
I would go up to Zeus and and ask him, what is there any way we might be able to direct the Kraken
To
and
what
attack to direct the Kraken to attack Oceanus at a certain place at a certain time?
I would suggest one of the three. Cunning, trickery, or charisma.
Is
Yes. Yes, you do. I expect you do not need my wisdom to carry out such a plan. It was yours, after all.
good point. I look at the others like, he's got a point, I guess.
Of course I have a point.
Yeah.
I'm Zeus, motherfuckers.
Is there anything else we should consider about the Kraken before we go to it?
You're asking Zeus again?
Yeah.
Sure. There's plenty to consider. Its many tentacles, its power to call on lightning, how it may enthrall your mind, how it might decide that it is you who needs to die. Is there anything else good?
Charisma, trickery, charisma, or fear. All right. Kiyosi. Oh, Herrick. I look the others. I look at. I go to Thalia. Shall we go ask your mother for her aid?
Sure.
Hecate's like, well, that was lovely, Katara. You will make an excellent god of secrets. And if you ever want to return to a secret place, I'll be going now. And all of the three Hecates in all of her forms will approach you, and each one will place a kiss on your brow. And more than that, she'll put in your hands a scroll, and she'll say, it's yours now. Use it wisely. And as she releases her hand and walks away, you'll recognize what's in your hand is your warlock contract.
Oh.
No longer is your power tied to Hecate. It is yours now.
She'll take that and put it right in her bag. For now. She's not gonna. If she recognizes what it is, she's gonna put it away.
Okay. To anyone else, it would just seem a scroll of parchment of some kind. But it's definitely the details and circumstances of the power you've gained.
She'll turn to everybody and say, before we leave, I do need 10 minutes. So if we're gonna go to Aphrodite, we can go there and then I can cast the spell.
Sure, but
I love it when people talk about me, and she's there, she's amongst everybody. Just, did you need something?
I get look at Thalia, and I suppose I'll just go up to her. According to the stories of old, it's been said that you were born from sea foam, correct? Lady Aphrodite?
Yes.
We were thinking you might have more of a connection to the sea than some of the other gods. Would it be possible that while we battle Oceanus, that you and perhaps some others may be able to slip into Atlantis and free Poseidon?
You would choose me to go to the sea and infiltrate Atlantis?
Well, you come from the sea, return to the sea. It makes a certain type of sense.
Say when someone's died. She'll walk past you, Alicia, and she'll go to you, Thalia, and she'll say, what do you think, daughter?
There's no one better for the task. Perhaps my half-sister Rhodos could be of use, and if you recall, and she'll pull out her shell that she uses to contact humans. Some of your other children have been captured captured, and they remain captured, along with Poseidon. I freed them from the island of Aea and Circe a while ago, and I've taken them under my protection of sorts, and I want to free them again.
And she will take your hand and cup your hand over the shell, and she'll say, keep it close. I will have them call you when they're free. I've missed them much.
I have 2 mother. Thank you.
She'll hug you, and your face will go right into her lovely bosom, and it's a wonderful hug as always. And says, she sort of like turns around and says, love could find its way through many doors, and will begin to sort of walk through the gardens, and some of the gods are like, Aphrodite, like a little surprised at the choice, but as she walks by Athena, you know, Athena doesn't like Aphrodite too much, but she looks on to all of you, and there's a look in her eye that perhaps her wisdom was with you when you decided upon Aphrodite, and she very much approves.
She gives us the nod.
Oh no, she doesn't care that much. A little cold for that kind of reassurance.
It's good. It feels like logical. Other.
Yes, my lovely daughter.
You mentioned the other day you were going to collect some diamonds for me from the magics.
Of course, how could I forget? Yes, bring the diamonds. And the 3 graces will come wandering in with like pillows, and they will present to you. I think it's resurrection you have. It's your big bad one, right?
Yeah.
And that's what you asked for. They will present you diamonds enough for 3 castings of the spell.
Okay.
3 beautifully cut diamonds, taken from the sea.
From the sea, damn.
Like on velvet cushions and everything when they're presented to you.
Thank you, Mother. They're almost as beautiful as you.
You're right. They're not as beautiful as me. And not as beautiful as you either. She gives you one of those, the caress of the face. Says, well, we all have our jobs to do. Unless there's anything else anyone wanted to talk to me about? Well, I guess I'll be going.
Is Valerie staying with Thalia in her mom's house, or?
I think Valerie's staying in Thalia's house.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, because I remember
She's just been kind of gone. You don't know where Valerie went.
Yeah, Valerie. Yeah, it's just that Thalia told Valerie to try to mingle with the family. How I was just wondering how that's developed.
It's been less than 12 hours.
You're asking me if she's come down to us?
No,
she was cursed 1 day ago.
I was
hasn't even felt the worst of it yet.
I was suggesting that's Thalia, but okay then, never mind.
I think my response would have been very similar, actually.
Yeah.
We need to give her time to come around.
Okay.
And don't worry, I will make her heart open.
I gave her something to do while we're away.
Starts voguing.
My favorite, Brian, just
I know, I really, when I become Aphrodite.
It's so good. Well, as soon as Alicia started talking to Aphrodite and everything, Katara started casting shit. She's ritually casting water breathing.
It's also worth noting, Katara, you may swap your subclass. You are not an undying warlock anymore, but now you are an undying overlord. So that should be in there as long as your homebrew is activated. And essentially, I think the new features that you've gained are the same as everybody else, the saving throw, the ability score, blah, 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 blah. But because I like to show off, I'm gonna speak aloud the new feature that you've gained. You have gained the Epic Pact of the Tome. You gain the following benefits. You have gained an additional Warlock spell slot, and now your Warlock spell slots are level 6. You also may use your 6th level spell Mystic Arcanum with your Warlock spell slots now, if you wish. You'll have to keep track of those separately, though. There's no real way to make that happen in Homebrew. So you've got an extra spell slot, and your Warlock spell slots are now 6th level.
Okay.
Cool.
Can I make that other change for the Mystic Arcanum thing that we talked about?
That will happen when you level up at 20, not right
Okay,
now.
sounds good.
Okay, so Aphrodite says, well, if anyone else wanted to talk to me, I'm afraid I'm going to be much too busy for a little while, so I'll be going now. Book an appointment with the 3 Graces. And she'll go wandering off, sashay a little bit, and all the gods will go, as she walks by. No, they don't do that, that's terrible. No, they don't do that, that's terrible. But no, they walk away. Maybe some of the gods definitely like eyes turn. She's hard not to look at. Oh no, there's an ad. Oh fuck, I'm sorry.
Will they be bring victory with us?
What was that? Yeah, what was that?
I asked the Demithots, would it be prudent to bring victory with us?
Victory, the goddess?
Nike.
Ooh.
That would help. Perhaps are there any other gods that would help in this particular matter? And I'm speaking like I'm kind of speaking like hushed tones, like away from the other gods, so not to offend them.
Athena might help us convince Athens to allow us to raise the dead.
That's definitely a good idea. I was also thinking during the fights, I mean Ares would be a good god to have in the fight, but this is more of a ambush sneak attack type mission, so I'm not sure. Is sneak attack in his vocabulary? He's an esteemed god, don't get me wrong. He's excellent
No.
what he
2 flavors of no.
Yeah, probably not.
Zeus says, enough. You have made good plans, and let us proceed with them. It is wise of you to bring Athena to her patron city. Bring Athena with you, which will help you convince the Athenians. The Kraken will be released by all of you, and then you will report to Athens, raise your army, and go and fight. Poseidon will be released by the rest of the Olympians that I deem worthy to go. Alongside, or no, actually, you picked Aphrodite, never mind. Aphrodite and hers will release them. I will commit to the other gods to other tasks that are of importance to this war. Make no mistake, Ares will be somewhere there too. For where the war is thickest, my son will be there.
makes sense.
And Hera will say, before you all go, and she will walk forward, and she will have a number of servants at her side. She'll say, a request was made myself, and I come here to answer it. You are gods now. We will not have you parading around in modal dress any longer. And she is going to have presented to each of you outfits. New outfits that are made from divine cloth, woven from celestial gold, of various appearances. Katara, yes, yours will be very dark, but still in a very Greek way, these sort of long lengths of cloth and sashes that show off your features. Thalia, you certainly will have, probably still towards pink, whites and pinks that are very thin, again, to show off your features. Ouroboros, Silenos, Gyasi, similarly, you'll all be given wear for underneath your armors, your magic armors. Anyone who has non-magical armor can now replace that with armor of gleaming, which means that essentially they will never get dirty. It's just a common magic item, but they look really good, and that will be sort of representative of just like baseline godly attire. So all of you will be decked out in various outfits that will accentuate your godly forms and powers. Even you.
Okay.
There's not an armor clean for the curious.
No, so just add like half plate then, and
Makes me have disadvantage on stealth.
we'll just not roll disadvantage on stealth. We'll know what to do. Or you could just keep your same armor and just like make a note and say that it's gleaming armor. It'll never get dirty. That's easier.
Okay.
Yeah, and if that's easier for any of you who already have armor, you can just.
It already has the gleaming chain.
Oh, well, you get a new outfit. It's the same. It's the same style, but it's clean. Incredible! You're all decked out, ready to go, looking spick and span for what's to come. And it's time for heroes to go down to Earth. And Zeus will say, "This will be the first time any of you will set foot in Greece as gods. I will remind you as you go, you are no longer a part of Greece, but the ones who watch over it. Go now, as their defenders, as their regents, as their servants. Be wise and be mighty. Do not let any mortal tell you what an Olympian can or cannot do. Bring glory to us all and save all that we have created." And he will sort of gesture to the side as the winds pick up and the clouds roil, sort of prepared to guide you where you intend to go next. So, Demithots, do you intend to go to Athens first, or do you intend to plunge into the sea?
I
I
would
think we
think.
got to break the beast out.
I think shouldn't we tell the Athenians first and make sure that Athena also just tells them, "Yo, this is coming. Be prepared."
Let's break this beast out and let it do what it's going to do, which is just mangle stuff. Because right now, that's all Oceanus's realm as far as his zone of control is concerned. So anything that starts him looking at the, what the hell is going on in my water, so much the better. That'll get us an opportunity to get the fleet out to where it's got to go. We have no idea what kind of hurdles we're going to see trying to break this thing out. I think that has to be the first, because it's not going to be the easiest.
And Athena will contact the Athenians and tell them what they need to do.
Athena, who has arrived there, will say, "No, we shall not." She'll turn to you, Thalia, and say, "You are a daughter of Athens. I will come with you to support you should you need it, but I would see your city venerate you. The Demithot should be the ones to inform them that they must loan their flotilla. I will be close should you need me, but I would see you garner support in Athens, Thalia."
Of course. I will.
Katara, do you have any children in the area of Athens who can start to quietly pull together the bodies that we're going to need?
They don't reside there normally, but
All. Can I try to sense for where my children are?
Your children are followers of Hecate, not followers of Thara.
Ah, it's fair. Start my own cult, guys.
Hey.
Um,
Hey, you can now hand out contracts.
it's true. They were ready on Samothrace for us if we were to go below. It's the last I contacted them.
I was just trying to think of how to get multiple pieces done at once. That's all.
Yeah. Athena will say, You think wisely. Release the Kraken, and if you convince it to go to Athens, we'll take it time to swim there regardless. So, each step at a time. I think it important that the mortals see these new gods appear before them. So, I will watch carefully from the side streets, be there to support if needed. But release the Kraken, and I will meet you in Athens to rally them to our cause.
Go get wet, everybody.
Zeus just
Captain.
blasts you off the side of the mountain.
Okay, great. I was gonna say, can he send us? Because then at least I can bring us to the other spot.
Yeah, you guys are all standing there like, do it. Zeus just kind of does this, and
Yeah.
like a humongous gust of wind just blasts you off the side of the mountain. You're caught within the wind, and as you guys are being blasted through the plains at lightning speed. Alicia, you've never moved so fast in your life. You've done a wind walk before, but this is another level. You are flying twice as fast as gravity can pull you down, and all of you. So Alicia's going.
It's that nervous kind of like laughter, you know?
Absolutely. And you all fly down, and the water's coming at you incredibly fast. And then you splash hit the water. And all of you find yourself sort of treading water in the middle of the wrathful Ocean.
Just before I hit the water, I activated my at-will also self ability and became ready for my aquatic form. So now I have gills sprouting out and webbed hands and everything.
All right.
That wasn't so bad. Ready, guys?
Everyone has water breathing.
All right, Katara, you cast water breathing on everybody.
It's okay. I'm good.
I did it before we left
Too late.
when we were up there. You're just
It's an all-day
doubly like perfect as
Well,
far as water breathing now.
Well, yeah, but now I have a swim speed, so hey.
What was that, Thalia?
Do I know how long it's going to take to get to the Kraken?
No.
Okay.
You're told it's very deep in the ocean,
Yeah.
but you're not really a sailor. You don't know how deep that is or how long it will take.
Yossi, do you know how long it would take to get to the bottom of the ocean?
Depends on where you're at. Some places it's not far. I would imagine for this thing, it's as far as it can get.
Well, Zeus did tell us.
It's just a matter of going down. Like he took you to the point above the water. Now it's just a matter of.
He showed us like where.
Yeah.
So like, do you have an idea?
Yeah, you need to go down. As far as how long it's gonna take, you're not sure.
Oh, no, never mind.
You guys, I think, were told that the ocean itself, once you reach a certain depth, is a plane unto itself. So you imagine you probably have to go pretty deep.
It'll be far enough that it'll be dark. For those
Yes.
of you who care about that sort of thing.
I speak to them. I could turn into something, help us travel faster and maybe see underneath.
Well, let's go before our water breathing wears out. How long it lasts.
How long does water breathing last, Katara? I think it's like 8 hours, isn't it?
24 hours.
24.
8 hours.
Yeah.
Okay. So with that, you all dive and begin to swim down. Gonna take a while. You know?
Okay. I think I'm leading the pack because like I actually have a swim speed now.
Sure. Swim speed. Regardless of swim speed, you gotta wait for your friends.
Oh yeah.
And everyone else is swimming at like half speed, so you guys are moving about 15 feet around. It's gonna take a while. It's gonna take a while. You swim, and you're gonna swim for quite a while.
How different is this compared to lands of Gaia's, the waters of the lands of Gaia?
They're different. Make me a nature check.
Okay, hold on. I'm also hoping when I actually see the Kraken, I'm able to like instinctually kind of understand it better. Who knows? Nature. 5. Never mind. It's Greek to me.
Yeah, it's there's something about it that's strange, but you don't know what's up. You're a little lost. So as you guys are going down, you're traveling for maybe like, it starts off being like 20 minutes of just swimming down to half an hour to an hour.
Under the sea. Under the sea.
About 3 hours go by. And at a certain
Darling.
point, you feel turbulence in the waves, and a rather large creature is nearby that you can feel. You have not nearly reached the bottom yet, but you feel something. Something is about. There's sort of a, and at this point it's black. You guys are in pitch black right now. But from just sort of like the motion of the water around you, you feel that there's something swimming nearby, something of great size. Cast light. You see like little amoeba and like small sea critters like swimming around, maybe tiny fish and whatnot.
Can I cast Can I have a perception check?
You cannot, because you are blind in the darkness after a certain point. You might have dark vision, but 60 feet is not enough.
Okay. Do I sense disturbances in the waves in some direction?
Yes, you do. Silenus, was there something from you? I saw a hand.
I was just gonna say, does true sight in this darkness have any difference?
The issue is the like how far you can see.
Oh, the pure distance. My mistake.
It's just about the distance at this point.
Gotcha.
At a loss, but something's around. You peer around. You wait for whatever it is to appear, and eventually you are going to see a great shark. This shark, the likes of which you have never seen, megalodon in proportion.
That's wait for the word.
Is to swim at you guys with great speed and open its massive maw to try and swallow you all. Who does what?
I would like to rage and grapple with the shark.
You rage and become big, and as it comes slamming into you, make me an athletics check at advantage.
You got it.
Do I get the sense if this is a beast or a monster?
Make me a nature check.
Hang on, nature check. Okay, hang on.
That'll be a 23 athletics check.
A 23 as it tries to bite on you.
12.
Okay. You, Ouroboros, they'd actually, I rolled a 22, it was very close, it's a big fucking fish, but you and catch it and sort of swim against it and halt its approach. Is there anything else you would do in this moment, Ouroboros?
I would gladly punch the ever-loving shit out of it.
All right, give it an attack roll as you punch it in the nose.
Okay, I need to turn on a light because I wrote shit down so I wouldn't forget it.
All right, Alicia, what do you want?
12.
12. You have seen giant-sized creatures before, but you know that they're of the beast variety.
So do I get senses of the beast variety?
Yes, that's what I just said, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Reckless.
We're gonna hit Ouroboros again. Yeah, Ouroboros.
Reckless also.
Yeah, give me a punch.
Okay, best I can do is an 18.
You hit it, go ahead and roll damage.
I don't roll damage anymore.
Oh, you do not at an advantage.
I was gonna say, as he does that, can Silenos cast fear?
Sure.
Yeah. So just kind of
Okay.
Oh,
You cast the fear. I'll come back to you in a sec for your result. I just want to get Ouroboros' damage because I'm curious.
Okay.
Keep in
Uh,
mind, the damage you don't roll is only from your weapon. It's not from like any extra things that come around. It's just from the pure strength weapon roll.
got it. Okay, cool.
All of your acids and fires and all of those stuff, that's all still rolled.
Okay, cool. So the damage from the bludgeoning, that would be just straight 10. And then
Okay.
I'll do 2d6 of lightning damage for elemental cleaver.
Do you really only do 10 damage with maximum damage?
With unarmed strike, yeah.
Rage damage in there?
That is true. I did not add rage.
So you have a 4 strength? You have like a +4 to your strength?
No, +5.
And what damage dice do you roll for your
It's
gauntlet?
1d4.
Damn, you only roll a d4 for your gauntlets?
I know you've been fucking me for years, but it's okay.
Damn, I'm sorry, man.
Yeah, I
all
know.
the damage for those
I cry about it at night.
Maybe now you might want to swap it up. Or maybe I'll swap you up. Maybe Hephaestus will give you a little upgrade soon.
Okay.
Anyway, okay.
Full damage is that'll be 10, 13, 14, 15. Wait, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And then +8. So 22. I don't know if he's immune to lightning, but I assume not. So 22 damage total with the first punch.
Hang on a moment. I need to check something here. Didn't you have the unarmored fighting style?
I don't think.
Oh, you
I don't-
had. Yeah, yeah, you lost it because you used to be a fighter, and
Yeah.
now you're a tavern brawler. So, damn.
Oh wait,
What?
Tavern Brawler gives a 1d6, right?
No, that's a d4.
Yeah.
Okay. You. So what was the total damage? 22.
22, yes.
You punch it in the face and it hits. And as you strike it in the nose with your godly might, it'll feel immense fear course through its veins as Silenos use your power to sort of enhance the terror of your friend's might. And in this moment, I'll say that the shark finds itself very afraid of Ouroboros, and as you punch it on the nose, it sort of stops and then quickly like shimmies around and swims for its life in the other direction.
Mm.
But-
I shall let go of the beast.
Oh right, you were grappling, so you let it go, you let it run away, but it swims for its life in the other direction. Absolutely.
Hell yeah.
That takes care of. That takes care of that. But I'd like to talk to it. Oh well. Come on, guys. Let's see what you got. We need to keep going.
Are you able to talk underwater?
If
I think
you
it sounds like that.
Oh, I guess if you got water breathing.
Yeah, I got what? I got gills.
Yeah, but fish can't talk.
None that you. Yeah, but I'm a magical
Yeah,
fish
the
right
pressure
now.
is the
I'm a
problem.
magical fish. None that you get.
That's fair.
Magic.
Like Connor when he eats the thing in the fourth movie and he gets all fishy.
Oh yeah, or in like Star Wars where there's explosions and shit happening in space.
Yeah.
Oh, explosions happen. You just
can't-
don't
You just
hear
can't
them.
hear them. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
All right.
Unless
you guys,
you're in the explosion. Then you can hear it just fine.
You guys swim for a little while longer.
And I'm gonna cast Pass Without a Trace.
Sweet. How long does that last?
Pass Without a Trace. Let's double check here.
5 minutes.
That concentration 1 hour at will for me.
Okay. Swim for an hour.
Oh, and
Run.
we have enhanced sneaking.
Swim for another hour. Runs out.
Cast again.
Cast it again. At a certain point, you find that there is a sort of ambient light, which is odd and is against everything that you know to be true Kiasi about the depths of the waters. You have swum very far, you've swum for several hours, but as you reach the bottom, you find that you have entered into the Atlantean plain, where there's this sort of ambient blue light, and you guys can all just barely see dimly here and there as you get inward. And you find that you are approaching ever closer to the bottom, where you see a single, somewhat dilapidated temple structure, much like you see in Olympus, in the middle of the ocean, in the middle of like the floor of the ocean.
So can I look for just any signs of activity or any like tracks on the floor at all? Or
Yeah,
is it
yeah, absolutely, go for it.
like in the sand and stuff?
Can I make a
It's gonna be
perception
a
check?
23.
23 Silenos, you look around, looking for traffic of any kind, and you do indeed. You will see, sort of in the depths of the water, you do see these humanoid-like creatures with tentacles growing off of the back of their heads, and webbed hands and feet sort of swimming kind of almost dolphin-like around the temple. No more than 10 of them, but they swim around.
Can I use perception check to see if there's anything else?
No. Silenos got the information. He's good.
Okay.
Can I cast some buffs?
You may certainly cast some buffs, yeah.
I want to put freedom of movement on myself and Kelsey,
Okay.
and I would also like to enroll me one.
Okay.
It says up to 6, which I think is everyone, so it's cool. And then I'll do a holy aura on everyone as well.
Okay.
It's really cool. It's just so everyone knows it's on all saving throws, and creatures have disadvantage on attack rolls against them.
Sorry, what was that? You're a little quiet on my end.
Advantage on all saving throws, and creatures have disadvantage on attack rolls against you.
Which spell's that?
Holy aura.
Oh, Holy Aura. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Um,
And that'll be it.
This it's not being what's being guarded. The question is, we don't know if it's by Oceanus' men or by Poseidon's loyal Poseidoners. Do you have any idea?
Since they, we can just try talking to them first and see what they say. And then Thalia will try to swim forward, and she's a little faster now.
Okay.
And telepathically connect with the nearest one.
All right. They all become aware of your presence at this point, and they turn and they sort of begin to sort of like swim in different patterns, definitely more defensively, but you connect with one that's like a little bit more robed, and frankly has a little bit more of a humanoid-looking face, and it connects with you and says, "Who dares approach this place?" In your mind.
I am Thalia Erididi of the Demithots, and we are gods and goddesses from Mount Olympus, sent to set free the Kraken.
You mean to set free our great lord, for no power here is recognized but his.
That's right.
Sort of twitches its head a number of times, rather strangely.
Oh, has it noticed where we are yet?
Yes, it's definitely noticed where you guys are.
Okay, then I was.
It will sort of almost twitch its head a bunch, and then speak loudly and say, "Great Lord, great Master, we live to defend and protect you in your grace here in this sanctuary. I fear we should let none pass, none for your safety." I want you to make a persuasion check after, getting close there, but not quite. Thalia.
36. Say, the Kraken needs no protection, especially not from you. Step aside. Maybe that's.
So I'll also kind of assist her in that by like moving up beside her and
All right, make me an intimidation check, Thalia. I'll give you advantage thanks to Salanos' sort of backup there.
Yeah, I was about to say that definitely wasn't persuasion. That was more like a disc check. If you can make those.
Get booked. Is what I heard.
and she got a 40.
Yeah.
3.
I thought you were. I wasn't entirely surprised by that statement. 23. I'm gonna roll a little charisma check for them to see if they are. I'm gonna do it anyway. It says, it looks at you and all of you and says, "It is true your powers are beyond us, for if we fall here, we cannot protect our great lord. There is no choice, scions of the deep. We must let them go forth, let them meet with the great master, and hope that his bindings keep him from his malice upon the world." And they will all sort of swim back and spread away and allow you entrance into their deep vaults towards their master.
Get out of fight, free card.
Get out of fight. That's Sally. It's just a get out of fight free card.
As we're going towards now, Salanos will just stood up behind her, he will just use an ability that he used to have called Rally. He will give her a D8 worth of temp HP.
Cool.
Yeah, that's all. Nothing big, but it's free.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Sweet.
As you guys are all swimming by, who do we think's last going in?
I'll be last because I'm still raging, I imagine. So I'm like huge. You also
swims
I don't
angrily.
know. I don't know if I can go gargantuan size, but I might do it when the when I see the Kraken. So I don't know.
You
8
can,
HP. Hell yeah.
Actually, let me take up the last position because
Okay.
I have shape water, and if you're that big, we can treat you like a jet ski.
Give me some jet propulsion, like Aquaman, except big as fuck. Well, that guy is already big as fuck, so.
Hell yeah. 8 temp HP.
Oh, 8. Sweet.
all right. As you all swim in, Ouroboros second to last, you all swim into the temple, Thalia leading the way, the goddess of grace. One of the creatures grabs your arm, Gyasi, very suddenly, and will look into your eyes, and you will hear his voice in your head, and he will say to you in a voice that is layered with many deep voices, and he'll say, "Pay it great respect. Speak to it only in its great name, or it will design upon you destruction. Know it only by its great name, Tromocratis."
Chronoclatus, can you repeat that? I'm joking, but
I wasn't talking to you. Mind your business. But he tells you, Gyasi, to mind it by its true name, Tromocratis.
Tromocrat.
And then he'll release you. and look at you as if you're going to do some great holy thing.
I look forward to meeting your master.
He wasn't talking to you, Alicia.
Okay, sorry. Never mind, sorry.
Yeah, I'll lead us in. And yeah, I'll be looking at.
All right.
And once I'm free of the cultist hand grab, we're traveling close enough. I can raise a telepathic bond.
Yep.
And I will share that piece of information with everybody. The creature's true name is Tromocratus. The cultists say only call it by name. For wisdom or not, that's the information.
This sounds like a really good story for a goofy little god to do something funny. Sorry, no, I'm just kidding.
Stay close. For when the Kraken's free, you should teleport out of here or plane shift out of here.
Does it seem like we entered a different plane when we came down here, or does it seem like it's just okay, cool.
Yes, entered the pressure, the immense pressure of the sea sort of lightened, and color sort of resumed into a blue, and yes, things seem quite different.
Sorry, I think I missed that part. So yeah, Katara will mentally tell everybody and say, yes, I can bring us to Athens when we're done.
Good to know.
How close do we need to be to you?
Touching.
Oh, my favorite. Okay.
Nice.
Haha.
Oh, that's right.
I have that stupid song of like touching me, touching.
Can my
you.
celestial doe swim?
What?
Can my celestial doe swim?
No,
Most has the swimming speed. I've died to that before, buddy.
they can swim, but they can't swim.
They don't have a swimsuit.
Gotcha.
I know. I lost a character to that.
Hey man, can't blame him for trying. Gotta try.
You all enter into this underground labyrinth, and as you draw closer, your mind, things begin to feel a little bit funny. As you enter within, let's see what you're experiencing. You feel that the water currents change and move in ways that don't make sense. There's no great reason, but you find yourself pushed and pulled here and there. The water seems to move past you in different ways, as if you were encountering even beings in the water, like almost ghosts in the water that seem to travel by. Maybe it's a charm of your own mind or not. You see that as you look around, you see crabs and schools of fish are sort of like in corners and like under rocks and such, and just trying to obscure themselves and hide themselves away as intensely as possible. You hear within your minds, "Who dares? Who dares disturb my rest?"
The Demithots of Olympus.
The water suddenly becomes quite a bit colder in this moment. Olympians! Olympians! How I hate Olympians! You hear the creature snarl in your minds.
Good. Come and get us. How do we set you free?
Cocky creature. One who has too much arrogance, like my father and his brothers. Draw closer if you dare. Draw closer and I will bind and eat you and garner your power from your blood.
Do we notice where this voice is coming from?
Your mind.
Oh.
Can I make a perception check?
For what?
For like what disturbances in the water where the Kraken might be coming from, most likely coming from.
By the currents where the Kraken might be coming from. Make me a nature check.
Nature, man.
Yeah. Important thing for you.
So, like, why is nature an intelligence check?
Because you have to be smart to know about plants and what their medicinal properties are and the names of trees and things. Those things are learned, not innately known.
Since Silenos can breathe under the water, he's gonna take a huge, like, deep breath in, and kind of powered more divinely than before. He's gonna try and like smell this creature, knowing like about it, and I'll cast a locate creature.
Taste the water.
My boy.
Coming in clutch.
You sense he is everywhere underneath you. You sense in this moment massive, long tentacles splayed right under the rock beneath your feet. And it's much like in the Feywild how you sensed the roots of the great tree in the middle, how it sort of splayed through the entire realm, the entire plain and forest. You sense these not nearly as big, but still massive in size. There are titans that have not been this large, that splay underneath you and deep into the earth beneath. But you do sense what you feel to be almost like a culmination, a head, a central body, sort of springing up ahead, and you think you might be able to find your way there. Make me a survival check, I'll give you advantage.
Okay. I will be communicating without like saying anything, obviously. I'll communicate telepathically. I'll just like, it is everywhere. Pretend like we don't know. Or
Ryan,
Yes.
can I try to think back on like anything I've learned to see if there's anything that I can think the Kraken might desire, like something that he would interest him. Just want to see if I can find a play on like to convince him or something.
Could I also try something like that?
I'm going to stay with Katara for a second.
Okay.
Anything that would convince the Kraken, make me an insight check.
Okay. So I don't know, like, does he like blood and stuff like that? You know, like what's he into?
Killing the Olympians.
Oh, that's not very good. 16.
16. It is a creature of destruction.
Okay.
It is a monster and thus has a mind of its own, but monsters, unlike beasts, aren't just like creatures out to survive. They have intentions, they have things they want to do. Like, for example, the griffin wants to ravage horses, eat horses. And there's various examples, but the Kraken wishes to reap destruction, wishes to claim the sea as its master. And not in a like lawful evil kind of way, like in a chaotic evil kind of way. He wants everything to know fear for him, and wants to know that he doesn't, like, you just get the sense this is an entity of destruction and conquest by the sea.
I have an idea.
You also sense that it is, of course, most importantly, it is a dreadful anger for the Olympians, especially his father and his two brothers, who created and then imprisoned him. So, hatred for his forebears and destruction for all who came after. Those are his intentions upon the world. Yes, Alicia.
Okay, that might have answered my question, but since I am the Archdruid of the Moon Circle and we're responsible for the monstrosities and everything.
Yeah.
From what little I've communicated with this beast, what can I tell of its desires about what might sway it? It's similar to what she just asked, unfortunately.
You already rolled a check to see what you knew about the Kraken. We're back on Olympus.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna, yeah.
X-nay that.
Survival
Um,
check was a 28 at advantage, by the way. No rush at all. We can resolve whatever.
No problem. Silenos takes the lead. Swimming as he goes, again, you feel the water sort of push and pull you in strange ways, but because of your water breathing, some of you have swimming speeds, are able to overcome that with too much issue. You feel again, the water sort of rush by you as if like a shark or a large fish just like swam past you at great speed, but you see nothing in the water. Almost like you're being haunted or the water itself is coming alive to watch you. And you swim forward until you come to a great golden door of celestial gold. You recognize this from the many designs and filigrees you have seen on Mount Olympus and know that this was placed here by gods long ago. But you are all gods, and one of you is mighty. Would you wish to open the doors?
Run that by me again. About so the gods put this door here.
Yeah. To imprison.
Okay. To imprison it.
and sorry, I just want to double check that I have this right because I wasn't there for the initial planning of it. The intention is for us to stick it on Athens as a distraction or Oceanus directly?
On Oceanus at a
Okay.
certain time. When
So-
we're battling it.
So we have to beat its ass and subjugate it and bring it with us to
Oh,
fight something
Fuck
greater.
no.
Okay.
Fuck no.
That's what
Silence.
I
Jesus
gathered
The
from
Slayer
all this.
is down. As a note, I'm gonna be gathering everyone as like a god of fellowship. I'm gonna be like, as I see him going, I'm like, oh, everyone needs to be together. And yeah.
Fair enough.
I mean,
Um,
like, other than that, like, what's the prerogative? You know what I mean? Like,
We, one thing, well, we could try and sway it and say what hates the Olympians. One thing we could say persuaded would be to spite its former masters and do something they could not, and do what Poseidon could. I'm whispering this, I guess, but do what
we
Poseidon
have
could not.
telepathic bond.
Okay, we do. Okay, then never mind.
oh, what the fuck?
Oh, water whispers.
I'm thinking this then, and say it could do something Poseidon couldn't, and defeat Oceanus.
Yeah.
Prove it.
Think we might want to appeal to its sense of destruction. Kronos intends to get rid of everything. Where's the fun in destruction if there's nothing there to cause terror to?
Including the Kraken. There is.
Hear this great voice merge within your minds again and says, "You halt at my great doors. You fear, you Olympians, to face me. I do not blame you. Leave. Leave now, or I will crush your bones and slurp the marrow from within."
As soon as he starts talking,
Silenus is
Ouroboros
with you, bro.
looks.
Silenus is with you, bro.
Ouroboros
Yo,
looks
let's go.
like, what the fuck? Like, and then he like starts swimming through the fucking doors.
I guess.
Katara is going to say something. She wants to say something.
Go ahead.
So she is going to say, "Great Tromocratus, we've come to make a deal."
Make a persuasion check.
Dormammu,
I've come to
bargain.
Guidance.
Sure, guys.
Okay.
Got this, girl.
Silenus was immediately standing on business. As soon as he saw Ouroboros move, Silences
I like,
immediately.
yeah, like I looked over at Silenos without saying a word, but my face was like, it was a stank face. It was like, are you fucking for real? Like, man, like,
Persuasion?
Plus D4.
Persuasion.
25.
Level
25.
D4.
It says,
Nice.
a deal. Why would I deal with scum? I will allow you to pass simply to hear your amusing tales before I crush your minds. And you will hear the door sort of boom, 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 bang from the other side as the Kraken slams against the golden doors before you and says, but alas, it is you who must make the steps forward if you mean to make deals.
Now she'll gesture to say, maybe we go in.
Alright, Ouroboros,
Go talk.
you've opened the door.
yeah.
You boom, hit the front of the door and it slides open. Those of you magically inclined, especially magically inclined, especially you, Katara, Thalia, Elysia, more arcane actually, so it would be more Thalia and Katara rather than naturalistically inclined. So Katara and Thalia, you feel like a pulse of arcane energy, and you feel massive abjurations and wards have just been broken with this unsealing of these doors. And as the water merges from in that room with this, there's a mixing with the various temperatures. A warm water hits the cold water that you're within. And that with that water...
Put his hand on Ouroboros' back, for
Alicia,
point of contact.
You being an Archdruid will feel like the immensity, the weight of like psionic, primordial, monstrous power that lurks within these waters is permeated as it rushes by you. And as you all swim into the temple room cautiously, we're gonna take a break.
Okay.
We'll confront the Kraken, Thomocrates. This underground prison of sorts is alit with blue flames that seem to float within the water. The water in here is warm, very warm, not hot, but it feels almost like body heat in a way, like some great mass of warmth has heated these waters for a very long time, and you're entering into this place. There are great holes in the ground that lead to blackened depths, and the whole interior of the place seems to feel like this current of like in the tunnel and out of the tunnel, almost like breath. You hear the voice pervade within all of your minds once more, oh, thank you. You hear this voice pervade within your minds all once more and says, and so the door is open. You will be provided with one moment, a single instance, to get out of my way. I have been here too long, and now I shall reap my wrath and vengeance on all the world. Move. Move now. You feel the ground begin to almost tectonically rumble as the great mass begins to move.
I get larger and I say, no.
You feel the rumbling stop completely. It makes you feel a little good about yourself. Like you're like, I stopped with a word. That's pretty cool of me. You hear it say within your mind, no. You will stay in my path.
To listen to our offer.
Is it all the way up?
Yeah, he said to listen to our offer.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, hold it. You begin to feel the earth move again, except much more violently, like a burrowing. You are floating in the water, so you don't find yourselves like moving in response terribly, but the ground moves like insane amount of rocks begin to peel off the wall as the great mass emerges from the depths. To a certain degree, you see the creature's head lift up in the back, billowing up from the ground, tentacles shooting up from these great chasms in the earth, all around the room. And as the great creature sort of peers through this hole, it looks to you and says, still within your mind, still telepathically, "Why would I listen to my inferiors?"
Somebody better speak up. I say in my mind.
Chronocratus, you should know you're no longer the biggest, baddest beast in these waters. There's one greater than you.
25 hit?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A tentacle shoots out, wraps around you, grapples you, and drags you deeper into the cavern in an instant. You are going to take 17 points of bludgeoning damage, and you are pulled forth into the water, wrapped up. And the creature billows loudly, sort of infuriated, and says, "You dare! You dare deny my destruction! You dare question my wrath!"
Oceanus thinks he's a greater threat than you are, and he is returned. Are you greater than a Titan? Can you prove it?
It says, it says, "I have destroyed Titans before. I have felt their bones crush in my tentacles. I have destroyed aeons of giants." And then it pulls you in real close, Thalia. Actually not very close, but pretty much where you are. As the great head, looks across towards you from the way away. My size modifier doesn't work. This should be much bigger.
Yeah.
What did I say? Much bigger, but sort of, even at this distance, it seems quite close. And it says, "And you," as it looks at you, Thalia, "you dare say there is anything mightier than I?"
Oceanus himself.
"Speak of this thing you would dare pit against me."
Yeah, she said Oceanus.
Yeah. Shakes you a little bit. Says, "Tell me more."
Oh. And would also claim domain over yourself.
Domain over me.
He claims everything that is of the sea. Every destruction that it can wrought is his to control. That is his belief. We thought you might not agree with that.
There is no controlling I. I am Thermocrates. I am a Kraken of such might, not even the gods could control me. Their only recourse was to me, be imprisoned in the depths of the ocean. It was their only recourse, and you say, this Oceanus dares to deem it could make me into some pet?
That's his intent.
Yes.
He's already imprisoned Poseidon. He feels that everything of the water is his.
It has imprisoned Poseidon. Perhaps I should thank this creature for imprisoning the one who's watched me over for so long.
You just have a new jailer, I'm afraid.
It looks at you, Ouroboros, in anger and says, "And what of all of you, then, little insect? What of you, tiny god? What is it that you come for, then? You wish for me to split this Oceanus stem from stern?
Yes, we're here to champion you to do just that.
I need no champion.
But you needed someone to unlock the door,
So
which is why we came.
I will have Thalia make the persuasion check for the group, but I will allow it an advantage as there's been many add-ons and additions.
Let's go.
Teamwork.
And conveniently, you're in contact.
Oh yeah,
That's true.
he signed his death warrant when he picked you up.
He's like, he like switches tentacles. He's like, ugh. No, he doesn't. He isn't really largely aware that it's happening, but it is. And with a 36, it looks at you all and says, "Very well. There is a problem too mighty for you to deal with. I understand what it is to be underpowered. I will not be imprisoned any longer. I will come from this prison and destroy your enemy for you. But after that, the seas are mine." And it will cast you aside, Thalia. Not so intentionally as to harm you, but very much like a play doll he's sick with. And he will... The whole room is almost destroyed over the next, 20 seconds as he begins to rumble his tentacles and smash away the floor and says, "Flee. Flee unless you be crushed against these walls as I leave my prison."
And I will swim over to Katara and
Yep, hands are out.
I'm going to say in this moment, I would like a strength saving throw from everyone as the water currents begin to almost
Oh
begin
no.
sucked out of the temple.
at advantage.
Oh yeah. Thank you.
I have a swim speed. Is that an advantage or no?
No.
Okay.
A what saving throw? I'm sorry, strength?
6.
6? Great.
15.
15. Pretty good, pretty good, pretty good.
I have
Got a 22.
22, pretty good, pretty good. 22.
20.
20. It's pretty good, pretty good. Let's see here. Sorry. Anyone who rolled below a 23, which I think was everybody, for strength saving throw 23. As you're swimming back, Thalia, put your hand down, Katara, you get your hand on maybe Ouroboros and Yassi. Suddenly the great torrent of water thrusts you all back with a force the likes of which you have rarely felt. Maybe some of you when you battled Oceanus, and you are very much caught in a current as you are funneled out of the waterways up and out of the temple, and the water comes out with such force that it explodes the temple roof of the exterior, and you're all sort of scattered in the water, not terribly far from each other, like 200, 300 feet at most from the general area, along with the various creatures that were to guard your way. And the ground begins to crack and break, and it reminds you of the power of Poseidon, the god of natural destruction, as the earth cracks and shatters, and the temple crumbles into nothing and falls into the earth like a great earthquaking pit, and then it all explodes upward into a great dust cloud as you see the gargantuan size of this Kraken. Thromocrates rises, billowing up and out. It is a creature with blue and purple scales across its body. It has massive crab-like pincers at either side and a bronze shell that goes all the way down its back and ending with massive city-destroying tentacles at its side. This thing was built for one thing and one thing alone: to destroy. And it billows up and moves at a great speed of 80 feet around and releases itself into the ocean. And you can hear from its maw this sort of almost whale-like as it swims away to meet this Oceanus that it will rip and tear. You've done it. You have released the Kraken.
Nice.
Slowly start swimming towards everybody.
Yeah.
You all start swimming towards each other. You see all of the various servants of the Kraken are all sort of scattered around the temple going, no, master, no! They're all trying to swim after the Kraken, but seem to be wailing in despair for its might. And all of you manage to sort of come together in the water and
Hold hands.
hold hands.
And I will plane shift us to Athens.
And you see, I'm imagining a very disappointed scowl on Ouroboros' face as you all.
He kicks a boulder the size of a house, a few feet.
Yeah, you kick
Man,
I want to kick its ass.
he punches the gate.
Sucks, bro. And you all up and vanish and will teleport to Athens. All right, let me put some imagery up of Athens. Man, I'm sucking at changing the imagery here on Roll20, but I'm doing my best.
As Ouroboros is kicking the rock the size of the house, I just pat him on the back there, we'll get to punch something later.
Is that a fish? Fuck!
You're a giant, remember? They're swatting a fly.
Yeah. What the fuck is that? Oh, shit.
Oh, she's dead. That was immortal.
Sorry.
Okay.
Demigod, technically.
These suck. Oh, I've already used that. Okay, I'll just do this. Right, this is pretty good.
Ooh.
Come to Athens, but not you all just immediately. We will start with this young boy wandering through the streets of Athens. He has rose early this morning and gone about his day, and very simple, humble day indeed. He gathers some bread for his family and delivers them, and he heads off to run some messages around the city, as he's a small sort of messenger boy in the city, and goes to some of the upper echelons of society and will claim some scrolls here and there and run them across the city. And he stops in the markets to he's got a couple extra copper in his pocket. He'll buy himself some bread for maybe a little bit of meat if he's lucky. As he is in the bustling crowds of Athens. And he'll bump into this woman sort of hard and look up at her, and she's sort of not veiled, but certainly in sort of thick traveler's robes, and says, "Oh, excuse me, ma'am." And she looks down with cold gray eyes and smiles, and simply walks around him. And there is a moment, there is a truly otherworldly sound. This almost explosive in nature. And he whips his head around along with the rest of the crowd. And in a gleaming, radiant light, 6 figures step forth. Mighty are they, one especially. Towering over the rest is the god of pain. Next to him, the god of secrets, lovely but dark. There is the god of companionship, the god of fellowship, who is fierce with a bow strung across his back. The sort of rogue god who is towards the back of the pack, and most lovely of all is the goddess of grace, adorned in pink silks. And these 6 These 6 step forth along with a strange otherworldly creature, woman, step forth, and gods emerge into the middle of Athens. And all people watch, starstruck. Maybe some of them have seen you on the streets throughout your travels, but mostly not. And in this moment, certainly unrecognizable. And you see, as you step out into the Athenian proper, several dozen, maybe 100 Athenians fall to their knees and lower themselves to the ground, bowing their heads, not daring to look upon your presence for fear of offending you, and raise your arms wide and pray quietly. And all of your minds are suddenly filled with prayers, fear, reverence, shock, awe, for all of your grace and ferociousness, as you feel the prayers of Athens fill your minds. You have arrived.
Alicia is just kind of overwhelmed by everything she's seen right now. She's never been in the city before.
No, this is the most strangest experience you've probably ever had. You have never seen such reverence in all of your life, let alone marble buildings, and not marble buildings, but strange, tall, white buildings, marketplaces, temples built atop mountains. It is the strangest thing you have ever seen in your life.
Do all cities look like this?
My city looks like this. Athenians, your eyes are blessed today, for they land upon those of the Demithot.
Make me a performance check, I guess.
16.
16. Only a 16 for Thalia Erididi, Goddess of Grace?
Yeah, is that a failure?
I didn't know you could roll below a 20, that's crazy.
It's a failure on reroll.
No, there's no failing this check, it's just a measure of like how good you do, that's all.
Can I choose to reroll or do I have to fail?
You could use a luck point if you want.
Oh, lucky, yeah.
Yeah.
Natural one.
Inspiration.
Oh.
I do have inspiration. This is worth it. I'm returning to my people.
Yeah, it's worth it.
Yeah.
Oh my god, where is my luck?
It's in your features, like way at the bottom.
There we go. Okay, let's try one more time. I got an 18. That's as good as I can do.
Okay, it's still pretty good. The dice have decided that you're gonna be doing between a 15 and a 20.
Yeah.
Um,
I've got a
Only an 18.
12.
yeah, you emerge here, and the reverence is great, and like maybe every now and then you'd see someone like daring to like avert their eyes from the ground, and the person next to them sort of like nudges them, like, "What are you doing?" And they will some watch with fear, but you think many begin to like they haven't looked upon you yet, Thalia, but your voice resounds outward and fills the hearts of the Athenians. In this moment, Thalia, you will be telling Athens what kind of god you will be. You've told them that their eyes are blessed by you, and surely that's true. But would you say anything else? Would you let them know what they can expect from your divinity? Will you be a wrathful god? Will you be a loving one?
I don't know.
What would you say to the Athenians? What can they expect?
God, I don't know. I'm put on the spot now. You all have endured fearsome war over these past years, and Thalia, myself, God of Grace, has come to relieve you of the war in the coming months. We are here to face none other than the Titan Oceanus, and we require your assistance, the people of my great city. And it'll be through your bravery that you'll allow an undead army to walk through
Whoa!
The
You stink!
Keep going.
the fallen brave to return and rise to go to this oceans and fight alongside us. And it'll be your bravery that allows this to come to pass.
Make me either a performance or a persuasion check.
It's gotta be persuasion.
Guidance.
I'll take the guidance.
Sure.
Yeah, well. Pat you on the
We're all
back.
holding hands still, right?
34.
34. As you bring forth that you will bring them peace, succor, that you are above them, but that you need them. You ask for them to fight and rally to you, and you very much come to them in a way that is, and I'll say to the rest of you who hears this, it comes out incredibly skillfully. The people of Athens take pride that they are, their deity, the one they worship the most, is Athena. And Thalia very much sets her up in a similar way, very much I will bring you peace, but first there must be war. In a way that is, you are my people, and if you fight with me, there will be peace. Very in a sort of tactical war for the sake of peace kind of way, very much hits home in the hearts of the Athenians. And the Athenians will find themselves overwhelmed by just like passion and excitement and divine ecstasy. And they will rise to their feet and sort of, ah, yeah! You'll see the various hoplite warriors in the streets sort of, ah, sort of like raising their hands, shaking their spears, holding their shields up high. And this is a great moment in the war, because you know that Athens is technically loyal to the Macedonians, who are controlled in large by the Titans. Lygameth still is the great deceiver, still sits on the throne of the king of Macedonia. So Athens, by all means, should not be on the side of the Greece if the inner divine politics are being played to, but you play to the people, Thalia, which is not something most divines think to do, but you were immortal once. And as they rise and they shake their arms and they applaud, there is no denying the veneration of a god. And these mortals, I don't want to use the word, but the mob rises up in the name of their gods. This not a cult, but a city deep with pride shakes to be unleashed on Oceanus, and any fear they may feel for the coming battle is wiped away, and instead valor takes its place. And you expect that you would not need an undead army if you chose not to.
Can I try, being empowered by these prayers and knowing that my fellow gods can increase their size, can I try such a feat?
Make me just like a flat charisma check.
Okay. Well. Plus 6, 20.
20. In this moment, as you are filled with these prayers, it is the most natural thing. As your personality is invigorated in this moment and will, you grow large to the size of any Olympian, and you are considered a large-sized creature at this moment. You grow to be about 10 feet tall, and your head lords over all of the other Athenians, and all look up at you like you are some great god of grace, and applaud and shake their spears and bang their shields against the ground, and the Athenians are ready for war.
Sweet. Okay, one last thing. Now that I'm huge, I want to walk through the mob and spread about my tea leaves.
Okay, fantastic.
Your what?
Well, tell me this. Where are you going? Are you going to
I'm
the Acropolis maybe, or the docks,
yeah,
or?
I want to go to because we still need the ships, so I guess we'll go to where my father works.
All right, so you'll head to the Acropolis, which is the center of Athenian government. And as you begin to walk towards the Acropolis, you sort of lend your hands downward, and people sort of reach up, perceiving permission from you, and as they sort of like touch your hand, they can feel that sort of divine sensation flow through their body, and they kind of and like have these moments of like ecstasy, and like men and women all sort of faint. Some of them, other ones just sort of like fall to their knees and like pray to you, and you hear all these prayers invigorated even more as you walk through them, and they sort of almost Superman-esque, like in the where like they all touch him and they all have a hand on him. It's very much like that, where they touch your fingertips or the side of your leg as you walk by, and make your way towards the Acropolis, and much make a showing. Thalia is certainly acquiring the most followers off the bat. It's got as much of Athens interested in her worship, very quickly gathering a large following from the people of Greece. And you begin to walk to the Acropolis. What about the rest of you gods? Is there anything you guys want to do?
I'm just following behind, surprised and very stunned and uncomfortable about the intensity I'm seeing around me in this new environment.
Yeah, you walk after Thalia, like, oh, excuse me, pardon me, like, excuse me. Oh, and then it's like really packed, and you're not used to this much like people in one place, and you're like, oh, excuse me, pardon me, and you just kind of follow after. No one's paying attention to you, unfortunately.
Where are all the bushes?
Ouroboros, I thought I might have saw something from you.
Ryan, what the fuck am I supposed to do after that, dog? Like,
that's not much. And Thalia set the stage. But like, I will say, like, many are following Thalia and are very interested in her, but like, people are still looking in all of your direction. There's 4 other gods in this market. They're not like ignoring you by any means. Some are interested in Thalia's passing, and some even follow her. But most stay here and like watch on all of you.
I'll look around at the crowd. I wish that I finished my fucking mini, but and I will say plainly, know all who follow the Olympians, and I, the god of pain, Ouroboros. Pain will be delivered to your enemies. If you find yourself downtrodden by those who would see that you feel pain, then pray to I, and pain shall be given.
Roll me a performance or persuasion check as you try and kind of play the nemesis role here a little bit, the god of sort of vengeance, bring pain to your enemies and such. Very interesting.
You said a persuasion or what now?
Or performance.
Okay. It's gonna be persuasion. That'll be a 19.
19. Many of the warriors who are left behind here, hoplite soldiers, sort of nod in excitement and in zeal too. They sort of begin to like bang their shields all together as, you know, they've been called to war by Thalia, and you sort of push the point home that, you know, their enemies will feel pain as long as you are there. And you hear like, and a couple of like, down with the Titans, and yeah, and people sort of celebrating this idea of pain to their enemies. You definitely, and you feel some prayers swell within you as well.
Mm. And these prayers, you might have explained it to Thalia already, but for me to have what I assume to be my first, like, you know, followers, what does that feel like?
It feels like power. It feels like glory. I think that's the best way to put it. It feels like glory. But not in the glory in the sense of like, it feels like glory in the moment of like a great victory. Like you have just come off the field a war hero, like the MVP of this massive battle. It feels like veneration, but in a very tangible way that you feel in your muscles, in your mind, in your heart. You feel glory from these people in a very tangible sense, in a way that could become raw power if you but learn to harness it. This is like water to fill your cup. And if you could but learn the alchemy to change it into nectar, you could become more powerful and drink of it.
Interesting. And I'll mosey on over to the wherever Thalia went.
They're like, oh, where'd you go? Oh, there she is. And you see her like walking through the streets. Amazing. You'll follow too. Did anyone else have an interest in trying to draw any Athenian warship?
Not here. While they're headed to the Acropolis, Gyasi is headed to the docks.
Got it. Maybe do you wanna do that subtly?
No, I'm gonna lift straight off through the air.
All right, you sort of off of the winged boots and sort of flutter into the air, and then sort of begin to fly in that direction. People sort of wow as you go by, and you begin to make your way to the docks. Absolutely, and we will check in with you when you get there. So we'll say, with the distraction of Ouroboros and Thalia sort of completed, you make your own display without words. What about who's left? Silenos, Katara.
Silenos might just go to if there's like some like big prayer sites or like places where there's like big gatherings of like communities. Even like Athenian soldiers, even like prayer groups.
Got it.
Um,
Say, my friend, you're in the middle of one. You're in like the grand market of Athens. There's many people here joined together in friendship.
yeah, Silenos will just I'll just look out and I'll just say, Athenians, there are no nations stronger and more cohesive than the unit that your forces employ. I am Silenos, son of Artemis, shadow-touched, seeker of the light. I will guard you and your companions in battle.
Make me a persuasion or performance check.
Wonderful.
24. Like, they've already set the scene for you, and they're getting all good things. Thalia's like, there will be peace after this war, and I will see to it. Ouroboros says, but while this war is happening, there will be pain to your enemies. And Silenos says, but while that pain is happening, I will stand at your shoulder and ensure your friends are safe. And you certainly enter the ride of divine ecstasy as people are wowed by this moment. This moment will certainly go down in the great histories of Athens. They will remember this day, this myth for eons as you join your party in walking. And last but not least, Katara.
Yeah, I'm gonna use thaumaturgy to amplify this, because why the fuck not?
All right, voice booming across the landscape.
Athenians, those unable to fight, I will protect you. I will use the power of the Jark to hide you and call on those that are dead to protect you from far.
Make me a very spooky performance or persuasion check.
Yeah. Spooky.
It's like, oh, the dead? Oh, wow. Okay, cool. They're starting to
I
get
mean,
the
we already told them that we were going to do it.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, they're starting to get the idea that, like, oh, some dead people are coming. That's, these guys really are into dead people.
Okay. Persuasion. 27.
27! Jeez, the guitar's good at this. They all are, they sort of, Thalia sort of gives context to what you're saying so it isn't, like, totally terrifying. Because the Athenians are slightly, not xenophobic, but sort of like anti-magic a little bit. They're sort of a little caught off guard by magic for that very purpose. But you are a god. And in this moment as you speak this, and Thalia sort of said the words honor dead, it sort of speaks better than, you know, what the initial imagery might be. So as you say this, and Thalia sort of set the scene, they know that those who cannot fight are safe from harm in the shadows and the darkness, and that apparently their honored dead are going to rise and fight beside them. And there is a general reverence. Again, it's not so much of a war cry this time around, but more of like many of the more innocent, humble folks are dropping to their knees and sort of like praying widely, and you feel your mind filled with prayers as well. Perhaps you might learn to drink of this goblet, as I have put into metaphor recently, a little bit faster than the others as you have unlocked the secrets of the universe. But for now, you are filled with them. You may join
I was going to say, I'm just going to go to wherever the dead are, but I don't know where they're
Someone show me where the graveyard is.
Well, I'm just going to be like, Elliot, where's the graveyard? Where's the graveyard? In her head.
Yeah, I'll telepathically tell her where the crypts are.
Yeah, there's probably a pretty good sized necropolis, would be my guess.
Oh, yeah.
I would assume so. So I'll trail after, because I think Talia said she was going to the Acropolis, so I'll trail that way. Wherever she tells me to go is where I'm going.
Understood. You head in that direction towards the crypts and the necropolis. And many follow you, Katara, as they are interested to see this thing you have brought forth. I think I want to stick with you for a second, Katara. Well, actually, I want to ask, Gyasi, what is in your purpose of going to the docks? Do you mean to try and secure the ships? What is your purpose there?
My purpose there is twofold. First is to set the stage. I've got the Skyphios in its miniaturized form. So it's going to be a, pitch it in the water, behold, the god-born ship, the Skyphios, crewed by the Demithots to lead the Athenian navy to free Poseidon.
All right. Okay, let's stick with that then for a moment. I want to hit that first. So, Gyasi, you make your way to the docks where you see the many warships of Athens, this great naval force in the Peloponnesian, sort of sits. You see many of the warriors there, many of the dock workers, or maybe were moving out of the city to see what this great divine event was, but many of them return as they see you flying over the city streets. So return to the docks. You, like you say, you put the Skyphios into the water and it magically unfolds in the water. And many watch on and look at you with awe as you are this strange creature from faraway lands, but more than that, divine in your appearance. And you wish to say something, set the stage?
Behold, sailors of Athens. I, Gyasi, have brought the Skyphios, forged by Hephaestus, crewed by the Demithots, come to set Poseidon free and cast Oceanus down into the depths where he belongs.
Love it. Love it. Make me a persuasion or performance check to sort of inspire the sailors here and there.
How about an 11?
11.
It's not Giasi's strong suit.
Aye, that's fair enough. It certainly isn't the divine reverence that many of your allies sought. It's more familiar. It's more of like a, all right, okay, yeah, sure, let's get on it. There's sort of like, there's a general enthusiasm, excitement. You hear from the crowd, oh God, I have not been to Athens in so long. So I can recall all my lore there, but in the meantime, they'll say, well, what do we sail for? It's like you might hear some, ooh, I don't know why they're British. What do we sail for? Where are we going?
We'll be sailing west, but men of Athens, know this, that all who sail in this endeavor, most will not survive, and we would not ask this of you. We have convinced the honored dead to rise and man the Athenian navy so that your lives will be held precious and dear in defending Athens and not be spent in vain on the seas against Oceanus.
Make me a performance or persuasion check.
That's a little bit better, 18.
18. You say this and, you know, they're listening and you see a little bit more zeal in their eyes. And you hear like one of them shout out and say, our lives will not be in vain for the glory of Greece and Olympus. And everyone sort of, and there's a number of people sort of applaud this idea. They say like, if we fight the Titans, we go to Elysium. And then there's another like, and your sort of words of like, no, like, not you guys. Like, it doesn't, you don't mean for it to come off that way, but maybe you're more inspiring than you meant to be in this moment. And you say, your lives will not be spent in vain fighting Oceanus. And then they're like, wait a second, we want to fight too. And that kind of brings them around where they're like, we would fight if you would ask of us. And then many of them sort of rally to that idea as well. Sort of interested in being able to, like, not afraid to take part. They understand the risks, many of them, but they're filled with religious zeal in this moment.
That's good. We might still need that.
Not a bad thing. And many of the sailors are like, many of the captains are like, all right, it is time to go. Let us prep our ships. The administrator cannot hold us all back. And they all sort of, aye! And they'll begin to sort of scatter across the docks of their various ships and sort of begin to prepare them for whatever is to come. And you seem to have ignited the spark of not only valor, but rebellion here, as many of them have been dry docked by the administrator.
And
yep.
point in fact, Giasi will say, show me to this administrator that I might chastise him.
There's a yeah from some of them, and they will point to the Acropolis, the sort of large communal structures and temple at the top of the central mountain.
He's about to have his hands full.
He is, because there's a couple of gods headed that way, which is where we will report now. And Giasi, if there's a point where you decide you want to show up, please let me know.
Okay.
So let's head there for a moment. I imagine, Katara, I know what you're up to. You're going to go into the necropolis and you're going to pull out the bell, is the idea, I imagine, right? So we're going to come to you soon enough, I promise. In the meantime, you all walk up to the top of the mountain. Thalia, Ouroboros, Silenos, and Elysius sort of trailing behind. Sights and sounds of which you have never seen before, Elysia, but for you, my divine friends, you make it to the Acropolis. You have been here before, some of you. some of you not. But certainly not where you hold more power than the administrator of Athens himself. And you sort of, the gates open for you, the Athenians open the gates for you as they sort of fall to their knees and place their hands on the ground and worship. And you enter within and you see the many consulars, the many senators in their red robes exit from the various buildings out into the streets. And Thalia, you have been here many times. You will pick out certainly and easily the administrator of Athens, Demetrius, who you have met many times. All of the senators sort of fall to their knees except for one. You see your father standing amongst the senators and just mouth agape, shocked, unable to find words, almost misty-eyed from this confusion between divine ecstasy and seeing his daughter.
Thalia will approach her father. She does shrink back to her normal size and embrace him and say, "Father, it is so good to see you again."
You embrace him, and he takes it almost like a punch. Not violently so, but just like he's completely at a loss for what to do or say. And he says, "Thalia, you've become, what has happened?"
Father, you raised me well, and I'm sure if it were not for you, I would not have had the potential to become what I truly was meant to be. Goddess of grace, of Olympus now.
He just can't believe what he's hearing, and he will sort of like blink a couple times and then sort of, frankly, like follow suit with the rest, and he will sort of pay you the respects of the others, and just kind of fall to his knees before you, and he will like, not in like a, "You're not my daughter anymore, I must venerate you" kind of way, but almost in a way of like getting out of your way, which I think between you and him has more significance than many might feel normally, because here in Athens you have always been a woman, and it has always been his word that has kept you from what you maybe truly wanted to do, whether it was harsh or not. But in this moment, he bows before you, and it is something to be paid reverence by this eternal authority figure in your life.
And I think Thalia will stand a little straighter, and she doesn't ask him to rise or anything like that. She kind of takes the moment for what it is. And also, for what it's worth, she would have her otherworldly wings out, which last until I dismiss them.
Your otherworldly what, sorry?
Wings.
Oh, yes, your otherworldly wings, yes.
So I'd be full angel mode.
Oh, I think that's an aesthetic detail I missed, but yes, absolutely.
Cool. And then she'll walk back to stand in front of the rest of the senators. Administrator Demetrius, I hope I find you well. My city looks to be in high spirits.
So we will say, I'm using red wizards, so don't worry about that. But it's the only thing I got that's red robed. You walk before Senator Demetrius. Okay, I've ruined it for myself. Senator Demetrius, and he sort of rises and says, "Good goddess, how honored we all are, and how unexpected. Goddess, what is but to be said but welcome."
And it has been a most glorious welcome indeed. I have missed my home. Well, sorry, she wouldn't have said home. I've missed my city of Athens. The place once I rich called home. But we come here with an ask.
I see. You humble us that you would ask us of anything, good goddess.
Well, your navy is feared amongst the lands of Greece, and there's no greater, what do you call it? Castilian? No greater warships, and
Called triremes is what the ships are called.
Oh, tribeans. No greater tribeans, and we are going to. We brought an army to man these ships as we take down the great titan Oceanus, and we need to make use of them.
Make me a very low DC persuasion check.
Persuasion check. Is it lower than plus 18? Oh, I get it.
Rolls in that one.
I rolled in that one for 19.
And yet, you will still be just fine. Yeah, the DC was definitely below 19. It was I had to ask anyway, because it's D&D, but whatever. Easily you pass the check. And he says, whereas our king in Macedonia has asked of us to keep our ships in dry dock, there is no greater word in the divine world. Our ships will launch at your word, great goddess.
Excellent. My city makes me proud, and I will bless you all greatly for your bravery and for your generosity.
Okay. He bows his head and will sort of look to the guards and say, or actually I'll look to you and say, so if you do not mind my questioning, the triremes, how many will you need and how many Athenian sailors will you require?
We've brought our own sailors.
And I want to pause you in that moment, because that's a perfect moment to pause.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, Acropolis downstairs.
Meanwhile.
Meanwhile, exactly.
Meanwhile.
The Acropolis is below. Katara, you walk to the grand halls of the forefathers of the greatest families of Athens. Warriors, high noblemen, what have you, all have been laid to rest here along with the commoners who have been placed in this mass grave, this great necropolis. You walk here. What do you do? As there are the many Athenians who have gathered to watch whatever miracle it is you intend to bring forth.
So she's gonna kind of turn around and face them. And she's gonna say, honorable Athenians, by the will of Hades, I, Katara, goddess of secrets, call on you once more to protect your families. What did I roll? I ask you take this moment and focus your vengeance on the Titans. Keep your family safe, and then I will take the bell. And I will I'm just gonna prestidigitate a little thing. Because I don't have a gong, but I assume I can.
Sure.
Just a little thing. And then she's going to ring, and she's going to try to use thaumaturgy to kind of amplify the sound of the bell.
You take it, and with great intention, you almost like a toll of the dead on a toll of the dead on a toll of the dead. And it is very much that brass bell sound that rings out in a complete tone that sort of goes on for a number of 10 seconds. Up on the high mountain, Thalia, you all begin to hear that sound at the edge of your hearing, and the many senators will sort of turn their heads. All of you will gather to the side of the mountain and look off to the necropolis where the tone will.
And I'm going to try to do this. I don't know if I can, but I'm going to, thinking of all the power that I've been granted, I'm just going to try to invoke sort of a fog that sort of seeps out, something kind of this idea of keep those that need to be hidden, and just sort of add to the the power. Yeah, I'm upping it a bit if I can. I'm gonna try to tap in.
Do you have any spells or features that would allow you to create such a fog?
I mean, I'm not going to use the one that's going to kill everybody.
I assume not.
I mean, there's like I have a bunch of cantrips, like minor illusion and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's fine. Minor illusion will more than suit. As there is a single door for entrance and exit, you sort of have made the dong. By your power of secrets, you sort of this mist sort of. Normally it's supposed to be a static image, but it's fine. This mist sort of creeps and roils out from the blackened door hall of the necropolis, and silhouettes, after a couple of seconds, begin to be seen in the dark halls. Walking forward, you will see him downed in very fine silks or warrior armor. You will see skeletal warriors walking forth and downed in Athenian riches, begin to walk forth, clack, 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 clack. The sound of bones clacking will sort of move through that mist and walk forth. And many of the Athenians will sort of like be shocked, and but enough persuasion and performance has happened that they're not going to take this as negatively as they could. There's definitely a gasp as they exit, but they continue to walk. And as they walk towards the people, they immediately find themselves walking out of the way. They begin to walk like 2 by 2 down the way towards the docks. These spirits.
Yeah, I'm gonna lead the front and just like not look down, just like straight ahead.
You look straight ahead with conviction. You walk and lead this army, and you hear amongst the Athenians maybe some of the priests say, "Fear not the power of the gods. This is the will of Hades and the goddess of secrets." And there's sort of a applaud your forefathers if you are Athenian, and sort of this rapt applause sort of comes out. This sort of tears begin to flow from people's faces as their ancestors and fathers and brothers rise up from their deaths in the wars past and begin to make their way to fight once more. And people applaud and celebrate and cry in zeal and ecstasy. And meanwhile, at the top of the Acropolis, all of you begin to see this single file line of black and gray as they follow Katara from the necropolis. And the senators have their eyes wide and look amongst themselves with this feeling of powerlessness. There is certainly a divine reverence for what's happening, but certainly we've lost control. Like, we're completely lost control. Like, they don't really know what to do here, but let it happen. They'll look to each other, even to the administrator, who just they're dumbfounded by the sheer power that they are seeing being brought before them, and can do nothing to stop it. And so they do the only thing they can, which is watch on and venerate these new gods of Olympus. And Demetrius just looks to the nearest senator and says, "Send word to the docks. The warriors of the gods will have their ships." And the senator sort of nods, and we'll go begin to make arrangements. You'll see a number of soldiers and messengers will begin to sort of tear through the city towards the dock districts to try and make their way ahead of the undead army rising. And over the course of the next little bit, the Athenians will make ready their ships. Some captains and sailors will insist upon sailing out to battle. Some warriors will do so as well, despite the undead army, and will sail alongside them. They just simply insist. They will not take no for an answer. If you guys were really insistent, you could probably go ahead and try and stop them, and they would probably listen to you all being gods. But one thing I want to get to, Ouroboros, come back. This is for you.
The chair's just slowly still moving.
Boris would say, "We will not deny them their glory. They will sail alongside us."
Yeah. Okay. I'll wait on that as Ouroboros is off, and hopefully we'll come back so I can give him a cool moment. That's okay. Is there anything anyone would like to do while the ships are being prepped? It's a short amount of time, and there's arrangements to be made. There's not much time for anybody to do much, but there is a little bit.
What time of day is this?
It would be, it is like mid-afternoon, growing into late afternoon. The sun isn't quite set. You expect it will be setting.
Do we want to? Do we really want to sail out during the middle, potentially during the night?
We'll stay on the water at night, no matter what.
Yep.
I think that's the benefit of the dead.
And if it's during the night, Hyperion can't spy on us.
Mm-hmm.
It's true.
So, no, maybe.
We don't have to roleplay it, but thought you would take a moment to stop in on your sisters and.
Oh, you don't want to roleplay seeing your sisters again?
I don't wanna take
Oh.
It's
Kraken's
okay.
back.
Go for it.
Kraken's back. We will do your thing. You gotta see your sisters. But in the meantime, so Ouroboros, as the ships are being prepped, where do you think you are in Athens? Are you down there like prepping? There's some warriors who are insisting upon boarding the triremes with the undead army. What are you doing? Muted.
Do they keep? Where do they keep slaves in Athens?
Everywhere. People own slaves, and it's a way of life around here. There's slaves staying in rich homes. There's slaves staying in city corners. It isn't quite so like Sparta that there's a lot of city-owned slaves, but there are many slave owners in Athens, a great many. So all over the place, really. They are as common as any citizen. Or
Got it.
so.
I think I would be near where the hoplites were gathered. Are the hoplites hopping on the ships too, or what?
Some of them. Yasia made it plain that they don't wish to risk their lives, but some were just filled with too much Athenian pride to not sail into battle and face this great enemy.
Yeah, I think I would let them do their thing, but I would be not raging and in my medium size, and I would just let all who decide to approach and ask me for boons and favors and information, things of that nature.
Many come to you and speak of things that you really don't have a lot of stake in, where they'll say like, did my brother die in pain? Or they'll speak to a lot of you about pain, about granting pain to their enemies or taking pain from their loved ones and so on and so forth. And you're like, you talk about them. Some hoplites fear the pain of battle in private with you, and you assure them of their strength. But you hear a voice that says, God of pain, I hope you're not too good for old friends. And you'll turn over your shoulder and you're going to see Korax, a warrior who fought beside you against the drow.
Holy shit.
Because it seems like you're the holy shit now, my friend.
Damn. It's been so long.
Daz. I see that the gods have not sent you to your death quite yet.
Quite the opposite.
Wow.
I don't know if it's appropriate, but bring it in. Come here.
Yeah, and you like, boom! You hit that slap, and you guys are like, he's like, it's good to see you again, brother. And we'll like sort of like, you guys will have that moment. There's definitely like a pulse of power because you're Ouroboros, and he has been touched by a god. And he goes, I admit that's the only thing I had planned to say. I'm surprised to see you so shiny and pale-skinned.
I know, it was a shock to me too. I half expected to stay that way forever, but man, what have you been doing? What have you been doing around here?
I've been here, in Athens. They made me into, well, I think he already was. Oh, okay. He says they made me into a Tarxohos, actually, which you would know to mean like a champion, like it's like the second highest rank you can get in the military, which is just like you are like the champion of a city, basically.
Ah, okay.
A brigadier to you.
Uh-huh. Holy shit. They must have really been hurting for help, huh?
You'll know that since you all left, there were a few finer warriors than me in all of Athens.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Not all of us can be so lucky as to be born to Zeus. Some of us have to, work for our strength.
Ah, right.
The people who are gathered around the Venerate, you are like jaw dropped that this guy's talking to you with such like casualness, even like casual insults and stuff. It's like people can't
Oh,
believe.
yeah.
He goes, sorry, I guess I should,
Yeah, I mean, I'm the god of pain, but with all pain, it ends eventually. Just as seeing you.
Huh. Well, don't think I've gone soft on anything, but if there is a god that I will be worshipping as I sail into battle with all of you, it will be you, my friend.
You know, I haven't done this much, but let me try giving you a boon, and then I'll fucking Alakazam. Nah, I don't.
What kind of boon are you? Are you just trying to give him like a general divine boon? Are you trying to instill upon him some kind of like paladin abilities?
Yeah,
Yeah?
hell yeah. I'll be the first of the Demithots to make a paladin.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
So, tell you what, do me a favor, open up in D&D Beyond the paladin class, and pick an oath for him to swear to you.
Fuck yeah.
Jim's leave.
Might I suggest the Oath of Glory?
Yes, you may. Hold on. Okay. Paladin. Oath of Glory. When do they get their oath? 3? Okay,
You can get it now, it's fine, you're a god, it's cool.
got it. Alright.
He's been
I don't know
working.
I don't know what level he is, but
He's a level 2 paladin, he's about to be 3, it's fine.
okay. Cool. He now has the Oath of Glory. And I guess to flavor it a bit, I'll
You dictate it to him, you tell him to like kneel and everything?
yeah.
Alright. Tell him to kneel, and he's like, alright. And he'll kneel before you, he'll take off his helmet and put it on the ground and sort of lower his shield and kind of like be low before you.
How do you say his name again?
Horax.
Corax. Okay. Corax, son of Greece, for your glory in combat, your glory in the face of absolution, I grant you this oath from mine own hand, the oath of glory. Wear it well and wear it with pride.
As he is filled with the power of the oath, he will speak to you in his way. I take this oath with honor, and I swear to you, God of pain. I will make action over words. My challenges will be but tests. I will hone my body and discipline my soul. And he will put his helmet on, take his spear and shield, and then rise from his knee. And as he rises from his knee and you bring your hand up, you will fill him with your divine power, and he will be the first paladin of the Demithots.
Nice.
Oh shit!
I forgot all about this guy.
So I will say, grab some inspiration, Ouroboros. That was kind of cool. I want to give you some as well, Thalia. It's been good. Katara, you can have some too. I'm waiting on some cool flavor from the rest of you guys, but it's been pretty good from you three this session. I just wanted to put it out there.
I was just gonna say, Ryan, I just messaged you something. There was one other thing. You let me know.
Okay.
But I thought it would be kind of fun. It's the
Hey Ryan, have a look at that.
Oh, okay. Understood. Do me a favor, Katara. Roll me. Roll me a persuasion check. Wait a darn second.
When did you get hair?
It happened overnight. I changed my appearance.
Wow, you look different, bro.
I know.
Who's that? That's not Ouroboros.
That's pretty cool.
That's really cool.
The Spartan helmet.
Yeah, I love it. That's pretty tight, buddy.
Oh, and then the gold. Oh, that's kind of
That's
cool.
really.
Oh wow.
That's kind of what I pictured the runes on like our skin to kind of look like. Maybe a little bit less metallic, but you know.
Yeah. Nah, hey, the flavor's yours, man. To generally speaking, yeah, the flavor's yours.
Mhm. And the blue, like the cut across the chest and stuff, those were like places where he was scarred on the body. But when he drank it, it couldn't necessarily fill it with skin. So that's like I picture it as like his soul coming through a little bit.
Okay, very interesting, very interesting.
I sent mine to Ryan, but I'm just gonna send it in the chat if you guys want to look. I just did too.
Of course.
Katara, what did you get? You're muted.
25.
25. Noted. Okay.
Oh, that bow is sick, dude. Yeah, that's cool.
Damn, that motherfucker nice, bro.
I like that we're doing this. I like that people are making it.
The bow.
Thalia's on. I know that Thalia has like one mini making in her a year, so we're probably not gonna. We don't even have like an original Alicia yet, I don't think. So, okay, bringing her back around. So that happens. Ouroboros, very cool. Thalia, let's go meet your sisters. God, I don't even remember not much about them. Give me half a moment as I quickly review.
Olympia and Ivania.
Olympia and Ivania, right? And as I recall, you ruined one of their marriage proposal prospects, so I'm gonna make a little check here. Okay. You return back to your house, the house that you were at when you were immortal. Your wings sort of perhaps furl in behind you, and you become a little bit more as mortal as you can get, which is very not mortally these days. But you walk through the threshold of your home once more, and inside you see various slaves and servants, and sort of appearing as they would not be allowed out, being women. You will see they have grown much. They've grown into women. You will see, well, actually, Olympia will have. I believe Ivania is still quite young, but Olympia seems to be she's sort of growing into womanhood. And she turns the corner and sees you and kind of, Thalia! And she will run across the room and throw her arms around you, and so will Ivania. And they approach you without like there's no, like, they see past the divine guise and they just run to you and hug you, as if they would if you had just returned as normal old Thalia.
Aw. Yeah, I'll give them big hugs back and give them little kisses on their foreheads. Olympia, Vanya, it's so wonderful to see you again. I've missed you dearly.
Vanya will say, Thalia, you're so shiny now. More shiny than you were before.
I'm a goddess now, if you can believe it. The goddess of grace.
And Vanya's like, wow! And the thing is like, you're telling lies, aren't you? What did you do? Is this some new skincare thing you figured out?
Yes, the best skincare there is. It's the, oh my god, what is it called?
Ambrosia.
It's the ambrosia of the gods.
And Vanya says, you really drank the ambrosia of the gods?
Sure did.
Wow.
We meant it, in fact.
Lithia is like looking at you skeptically and she goes, if you're a goddess, then do something very gaudy so we know it's true.
She will.
Curse them for all time, for the night.
She'll cast emboldening bond on them and then teleport with them across the room.
Cool. You emboldening bond them, and that loving feeling of family and unity, especially that sort of like fluttery, fiery moment of surprise and love that they felt when they saw you across the room as you entered into the home.
What? Actually, I'm not going to teleport across the room. I'm going to teleport them to the temple of Aphrodite in the cave in the mountains.
That's what we're talking. I was going like across the room.
I know.
The temple of Aphrodite in the cave in the mountains.
Remember what I'm talking about? That's where she found the mask, Leonis's mask.
Oh, holy shit! You're taking them to like Delphi, basically, like somewhere.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah,
Or wherever
shit.
that was not Athens, so you think you're right.
No, that was not Athens. I'm almost certain that was.
It's near Delphi, I think. Yeah.
Oh, it was the second city you guys went to after Delphi. That was
Nafpaktos,
yeah, that was Napaktos.
Jace's hometown.
Yeah, that's right, Jason's hometown. Yeah, you went to Napaktos. So you fill them with this feeling of like raw love and compassion for one another, this familial loving bond, and then as you take their hands, they teleport, roll me a T100.
Man, if I fuck up in front of my sisters, that's gonna suck. But I'm like very familiar.
Imagine you killed him from a mishap.
Oh no.
76.
I think that's good.
I think it is good. If I'm very familiar, then it's good. Even if I've seen casually, it's good.
I'll say very familiar. I'm gonna say very familiar.
Okay.
Okay, so you teleport across the land, enter within this this sort of like seaside, sort of small altar space dedicated to Aphrodite, and they kind of they like step back from you in shock. Elithia cannot believe her eyes, and Abonya's like, that was incredible, and she's like dancing around on the beach and is like can't believe it. She's like, you really are a god! And Elithia is like stunned, and she's like, you really are a god. How did you become a god?
Sorry. My mother is Aphrodite. My true mother is Aphrodite. And after fighting war against the Titans, I was offered the ambrosia of the gods, and well, one thing led to another, and here I am.
She goes, wow. I'm just like sort of surprised. Ivania goes, is our mother Aphrodite too? Can we become gods?
Well,
Damn, good question.
I would know that.
Yeah.
They're not. Okay. You can of course be blessed by the gods, and there's power in that.
They go, oh, okay. Ivania's like, I want to be a god too. It seems unfair that Thalia gets to be a god, but we don't get to be gods. Olympians says, Evania, don't be silly. And goes, well, you This is incredible, sister. But that doesn't mean I'm going to start praying to you. And Evania says, I will start praying to you. I pray to you every night.
Well, if you do pray to me, I will hear your prayers, and perhaps, if you're lucky enough, I'll even answer them.
And she goes, oh, I cannot wait. I'm going to pray for a horse. I'm going to pray for some new silks. I'm going to pray for all kinds of things. And Olympia is just like, she can barely handle what she's experiencing. And you guys hang out on the beach for maybe a little bit. You know, you don't have a lot of time, but maybe for like 10, 20 minutes, you answer their questions and hang around, and they sort of obsess over you, and they're happy to hear from you. And eventually the time comes that you know that your time from them must part, but dear God, you can return later, perhaps. And you teleport them home. Roll me D100.
43.
And they're dead. Okay.
Well, because I think very familiar with Athens, and that's good as well.
You're good. You're good. I'm just
I don't want to
kidding.
kill it. That's
I
really
know.
cool.
I'm
Oh
just
my God.
kidding you.
I can bring him back anyway.
I can bring him back.
You want to see a real feat of godhood?
Yeah, right. Let's resurrect your sister. Okay, Amanya, shut up and give me some time. Yeah, you teleport them back home, and they're and they they say their farewells, and Dorothea says, will you come back and visit us, or are we going? Is this the last time we're ever going to see you?
No, I will always watch you from above, and but I do have a great deal of important things that I must do, and so I will see you again, but
She hugs you. Ivania sees that there's a hug that she's not getting a part of, so she gets in there. And you leave your sisters at home, and they wave from the doorstep, and you get the sense that you've changed perhaps the course of their lives, as you've perhaps inspired them to more than simply ladyship.
Very cool.
Okay. Is there anything else from anybody? Or are we setting out to sea?
Setting out to sea.
Alicia's just kind of taken aback, but she's fascinated by the city, but she wants to explore it at a different time when everyone's not clapping at the demigods, Demithots, and everything. So that she'll just put a fork in that for later, a pin in that for later.
Yeah, you got responsibilities now, but Athens is truly, even for people who live in the material world, it is a marvel. But for you, who has never seen much of a city structure or building for any matter, it is as exceptional as Olympus, perhaps. You feel a hand on your shoulder, and you see like a thickly traveler-robed woman, and underneath that robe you see this sort of middle-aged, almost midwife-looking woman. Like you recognize her eyes, these gray, piercing eyes. And she says,
To me?
to you.
Okay.
She says, return one day when things are less turbulent, and you will see that Athens is the jewel of this place. To know Greece is to know Athens.
I will. Thank you.
And she'll just step back, and as she steps back, and sailors and whatnot are walking by, eventually she'll just kind of disappear behind someone's walking by.
I don't need an insight check. I know that was Athena.
Was it?
Could I have done an insight check?
Nope, you said you don't need one, so we're gonna continue on.
Okay, it's just a guttural feeling. Like I feel like that's.
With that, the undead settle into the ships. Each ship can ferry 200 souls. 150 of those are rowers, and if you want these ships to function fast and well in combat, you will need those souls in their seats. So every single ship fills 150 strong of your 2,000 souls you've summoned.
Do they all have like onboard weaponry or something like that, like catapults?
Oh yeah, they got some stuff. They got some stuff. Don't you worry.
Okay, okay.
Sorry, I'm just doing something a little quick math.
It's okay.
So you guys will be able to arm about 13 trim ray ships. And all the undead will essentially serve as rowers for the most part, but there are many Athenians that want on those ships. Not a significant amount, but certainly enough to, it would be probably like, there's probably like a good 500 men, warriors and sailors board these ships and man the weapons. And they are like ballistas basically. They're like ballistas, and I don't think they had trebuchets back. I don't even think they had ballistas back then. No. Yeah, they didn't have any of that stuff. So they simply like get on the ship, and you know the ship-to-ship weaponry back then was like arrows. It was fire arrows and such. They man the ships and they prepare to set off to war against the Titans. And as Gyasi had stated, many of them know that they will not be coming back alive, but that does not dissuade them. They will find Elysium, and then they will find honor in battle. Even if there is pain, they will also find grace. And in the secrets of darkness, they will find their companionship as well.
Aww.
All of these things have been promised to them, and they do not fear the death that is to come for many. And they sail off as many men, mostly women and children, are at the dock sort of waving goodbye, crying as they are setting their loved ones off to their deaths, but are doing so for the honor of their families, for the glory of the gods, and for the safety of all of Greece. And Athens joins the war as 13 ships and a great flotilla set out into the deep Aegean to confront Oceanus and presumably the Kraken. You guys will set out. There will certainly be no issue as you travel. Small ships, merchant ships will wide berth give you, and I just was Yoda there for a second, that was cool, and leave you be. You set out into the deep until Athenian is but on the horizon, gone away. You guys travel for not very long. You travel into the night, and after about 2 hours, you're sailing. You know, the waves are fairly ferocious, lapping across the side of the ships. These are big warships. It's not been a great issue. And in a moment, a great geyser of water, of great diameter, billows up from the seaside and destroys a trim ray in one shot. And ding, 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 ding. Ah, people running around the decks of the ship, the docks of the ship, preparing for the great battle ahead. And as the geyser lowers, you are going to see the gargantuan form of Oceanus, blue skin, wearing a crown of giant crab pincers. He has on his arm wrapped around him a serpent the size of the purple worm you fought in the Underdark, massive in size and hissing from the top of his shoulder, a great long beard across his chest, and in his right hand you see, now larger, the trident of the deep, Poseidon's great weapon. And he says, "I will earn glory forever for these killings. Come, godlings, you are fools to meet me in my tides." And in that moment, as he brings the trident back to hit another trim ray, massive tentacles shoot up from the water and wrap around his arm, and he goes, "What sorcery!" And the Kraken will emerge from the water, about as large as he is, and will sink its crab claws into the side of Oceanus, and he'll, and you guys all jump into battle to face down Oceanus alongside Chromocartus and the flotilla of Athens, and we will have that great and glorious mythical battle next week.
Ryan, did the thing that I wanted to try work?
Yeah, you know what? I'll hit
Then,
that. Continue.
I was gonna say.
Let me get that flavor in there real quick. So, as this initial thing happens, and Oceanus turns around, backhands the Kraken off of him, and sort of turns around and prepares to strike that, just sort of turns around, there is a great flame that like strikes him in the back of the head. It's a great flame to like a mortal person, but it's almost like an annoyance to such a titanic figure that sort of off the back of his head. And you see riding through the skies, there is a horse of black wearing plated armor and flames shooting off of the back of it. Riding through the air, there is a armored rider on its back that seems to have this great long billowing sort of, again, a flame, sort of like a hell flame sort of off of his back, and he will jump off of the back of this flying horse as it disappears into the night sky, and he'll land on the ship. And as he turns around, he'll pull off of his helmet, and you'll see the ghastly face of Kyros look back at you, Ouroboros.
Kira!
And he'll say, "Help me, brother."
Your paladin friend?
Give them pain.
That's so awesome.
Epic.
Fuck you! Fuck you!
Gives you one of those hard one. He just goes, bam, to you. Fire and that entire trimray explodes. All of them are dead. No, I'm kidding.
A worthy sacrifice.
A worthy sacrifice for fellowship. But yeah, you guys lock hands, and he goes, "Let's do this, just like the old days."
Fuck yeah. Fuck
You guys go into battle together again, and that is where we'll end the session for sure.
Can I super rage? Can I super rage?
Rage?
I like happy rage.
That's so sick.
Are you
Times
gonna
1000 rage?
are you gonna grow giants on top of the ship? Or like
Yeah,
I'm
you're
so glad that
all
worked.
dead. Sorry.
What is it, Katara? How did you do that? Or do you
I
not want to tip your
basically-
tricks? That's okay if you don't.
No, I basically when I did the call for the warriors, I basically just asked Hades if he could send him back for one last time.
Yeah, that's cool. And then that was a persuasion. Yeah, that's awesome. That's something
Yeah.
really cool to roll well on too.
Yeah.
I doubt
I just thought it would be kind of fun.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Fun.
That's
That's,
so
like
cool.
the
What a
most
great
heartfelt
idea.
shit ever.
Oh,
Don't let Ouroboros find out that you brought him back. Cause
Well, I mean, she
it's
also
over
kind
for
of
me.
is
It's over
feeling
for you.
things, and I think she also is learning that she felt bad for it, because it's part of the her vengeance and stuff like that. So she's trying to make a peace offering, but yeah, maybe she won't say it.
Man.
Yeah, no, that's really
Hey.
cool. That's a really cool move.
I feel like a lot of these Athenian volunteers who came out, like I feel like some of them had to be like some of the older members of Athens, people of Athens who had to be like, I got nothing else to look forward to. Let's get going.
Probably.
I see them.
My
A lot of grandpas.
go ahead,
I
Talia.
loved. Oh yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I just see them like wanting to fight for their city and like wanting the glory of the battle.
Yeah.
That too. I just think the grandpa idea is funny.
There probably is a few, I would imagine.
Sure.
I was just saying, I just thoroughly enjoyed the kind of 180 for Gyasi's roles there for his persuasion.
Well, I was gonna say,
You
like,
guys can stay. It's like never mind. It's like, oh, okay. It was
well,
just
it's kind of like there was like a failure roll, and then like a get what he wants roll, and if you rolled above that, then it was like
right.
we won the fight too, and you rolled pretty good on the last one, so.
Yeah.
It was just funny. I loved it.
Yeah, inspiring speech is not Gatsby's thing. It's not his wheelhouse.
Thalia,
try
you
it a
should make a
lot.
new mini. We need to see it.
Yeah.
We'll see.
It's a task. It's a task. But
Dude,
just do it when it's not your turn. I was just doing it
yo,
just now.
that whole game, I was working on that shit. That's why I wasn't talking. I like finally go back in here after I send it in the chat, and I see like 3 messages with Silenus like, "Hey, you good, bro? Bro, bro." I'm like, oh shit, yeah,
You guys just dialed in.
for real.
I can't wait to unleash on this guy.
I guess we
Bro.
kind of need a new name, isn't that partially true?
Yeah,
You're
we're
not-
full
you're not-
thoughts now.
The
Full
thoughts.
thoughts.
One.
Thoughts, you're just full thoughts now.
Just one.
full thoughts.
One full
Assemble.
thought.
One
I think it's
Demithot.
just God, like the gods of Olympus, right? That's what we're technically
just
part of.
Olympians.
Yeah, we
now.
just
Yeah.
are, but yeah, it's fun of a name.
We've got our own little club on Olympus. It's a treehouse, and we all go in there, like away from the grown-ups.
Oh man,
Damn.
that's fun.
Man, I can't. Oh, I can't wait for this
That was
fight.
fun.
I was gonna say it's gonna be some crazy combat.
I thought for sure we were gonna be fighting that Kraken.
Well, either way, we're gonna have to corral
Still
the
might.
second one.
Yeah.
Whichever is the first to fall, we're gonna have to corral the second somehow.
Yeah, once you deal with the Oceanus, the Kraken's gonna be dealing with.
If we do it
Yeah.
right, they're both gonna be really, really almost dead. And then when the other one dies, then we can do what gods do and turn on the person that helped us. And
Now you're thinking like an Olympian.
what would my dad do? Oh yeah,
Break his word, absolutely.
yeah.
Oh, shit.
WWZD. What would Zeus do?
Yeah. WWZD.
I love the Katara transition, by the way. Very cool.
Yeah, that
Hey,
was, yeah.
Congrats, Chelsea.